Good evening. Welcome to the Toon review for another World Cup watch along. Tonight we're taking in the game Belgium versus Canada. A very David and Goliath clash, this one. We'll have a look at some teams before we start, though. The Belgium team's pretty self-explanatory, actually. They play with three at the back, don't they? Alex, Courtois, Dendonka, Alderweireld and Vertonghen at the back. Castagna, I imagine, will play as a wing-back. Witsel, Tielemans, Carrasco, also the wing-back, isn't he? De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, the captain, and Batshuayi in for, well, he's keeping Lukaku out for some reason. That's the team for Belgium. What do you reckon to that lineup, Alex?
It's not what I expected, but it's still an extremely strong team. Witsel and Tielemans in midfield is pretty tidy with De Bruyne. I'm not sure exactly where he's going to play in that, whether it's a 3 in midfield or a 2-1. I'd have to check the shape. Hazard obviously starts for Belgium. Batshuayi is an interesting one. They've got, who's on the bench? They've got Dicatalara, Thorgan Hazard, Trossard. So they've got a lot of options on the bench. It's an interesting one.
I know Lukaku, can't see Lukaku's name there, so he must be injured.
Dendonka's there as well, so right at the top. We'll see what formation they go with.
Yeah, it looks good back three, doesn't it? With 3-4-3 maybe, I don't know. We'll see. As for Canada, they go with Hudson in goal, Borjan, Johnston, Miller, Victoria, Eustachio, Junior Hoylett, more senior Hoylett these days, Buchanan, Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, and Laria. Do you know much about these lads, Hoylett, Davies, and David apart, mate?
Not particularly. We'll obviously Hoylett, I've seen quite a lot of, but no, it'll be interesting. I've not watched Canada at all recently, so it'll be a chance for me to learn a lot about them, and we'll see. You know, potentially if I see them further on in the tournament, it means I can potentially know what I'm talking about. So, be a good learning experience.
I think that Buchanan's meant to be their wonder kid, isn't he? I can't think what his first is. It Tyler Buchanan or Caleb Buchanan or something? He's got a strange first name, but he's the one that's got a lot of hopes for. I've never seen him, so I can't say. Let's do some comments. Let's go from the very top and see who we've got in the house. Ian McKenna's here. Where's Ryan when you need him? Well, he's in army training, isn't he? So whether he gets to watch this match or not, I don't know. But whatever he's doing, we all wish him the very best of luck. Magpie in Essex evening. What a day of football it's been today. It has been a great day, hasn't it? Germany getting beaten, Spain turning it on against Costa Rica. Very impressive, weren't they?
Indeed. I mean, we called it that Japan needed to be respected. They got some tidy attackers. They were competent. And it was correct. You know, you got to respect teams like that. You got to be careful. And Germany, for whatever reason, they have a great team on paper, but it just didn't work. You know, the team they had on paper against us was incredible, and we managed a 3-3 draw despite playing quite poorly for over an hour.
Yeah.
So a lot of these teams, you've got to give them credit. A little bit frustrating with the amount of 0-0 draws going on at the moment, but
yeah,
which is one of the reasons I'm happy that we're trying to be a bit more offensive, and I hope it continues. And I hope we see some of that tonight with Belgium as well, being a bit more aggressive.
Absolutely. And they've got the players to do it. Spain and Germany are going to have to beat Spain now, aren't they? Because if they don't, I think they're out, aren't they?
Yeah, they've made it very difficult for themselves now. So that'll be a real tough game, that will.
Gary's here, one of our mods. Good evening, Billy and Alex. Please keep comments respectful. No all caps or duplicate posts. Please no spoilers. Wait for Billy to call it. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the match. Yeah, we'll try. We should be on the same wavelength because it's on BBC, so I can't see there being much kind of delay or anything. Space Plus says, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. Magpie Essex, Belgium should have more quality to get past Canada. I think we all agree with that. But we do have a Canadian in the house, Canadian Geordie. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so proud of Canada already. And, of course, they have a Northeast lad as their coach, don't they? Mr. John Herdman, who kind of been all over the world before he got to Canada, managed the women's team, and then got the men's job. Strange set of a situation that is, but he's done well for him, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
I'm just going to have to switch a few things around because I can't get the football up whilst I'm in StreamYard for some reason because the internet's not enjoying it. So I'm going to have to tinker for a few minutes.
Okay. Ches says, just to reiterate, spoilers include goals, subs, pens, cards, offsides, corners. This is solid, to be fair to all watching. Thank you all. Troll says, Paul was all listed. That explains the watch along. Hope you get well soon. Yes, I'm sure he'll be well and ready for tomorrow's night's game, which, of course, Brazil are playing tomorrow night, aren't they? So we're all looking forward to that. Troll says, so no talking about our goals in life. And Ches says, Troll, if you have goals, please share because I have none. Thank you. There you go. Julie J's here. Hello, Julie. James Pope's also here. Good evening, fine TGR folks. Looking forward to some awesome stats from Stato. Hope you're also well, Billy. I'm very well, thank you. Tom Lynch is here. Hiya, Tom. Everyone's saying hello to each other. KBUN UFC all the way from Belfast here. Good evening, Billy Nikes here with another magnificent commentary of your fan six themselves. This is going to be difficult because I only know 2 or 3 of the Canadian players. So don't expect too many of these Canadian names to be called, but obviously the Belgian ones are all pretty familiar. So it should be good. James Welsh is here too. Hi, James. Hope you're well. The Spacebar says Davies is rapid. He is indeed. Of course, Bayern Munich's left wing full back type position. Can play anywhere on that left flank. Rachel's also here. Hi, Rachel. Hope you're well. We have another Canadian in the house. BL Duff, Saudi Arabia and Japan. Why not Canada? Why not indeed? Football's a game with 2 sides in it. A 2-horse race. Anyone can win. KSWAK says Canada rapid on the counter. Indeed. Julie J says, oh dear, our Dutcher Freuden. Yes, they're Deutsche Freuden, I should say. Yep, they're struggling to qualify now. They've got to beat Spain and can't see it happening. Mason says, I'm sure that guy is like in his late 30s. On the top of my head, he's playing for Besiktas. Which guy's that, Mason? You'll have to tell us later on, mate. Oh, the one who's on the Canada team sheet. Well, I was 11 on there, mate. So, Canada manager from Caradome. He is indeed. Just saw the lineups there. I missed them in the formation. There you go. Never mind. Julie, top of the predictions league at work. Not for much longer with these shock results. Well, if you're not picking them, knows anyone else? One good thing about shock results. The captains are about to take the toss. Eden Hazard is waiting for the Canadian captain to appear. Hutchinson, captain. Don't know what his first name is, but there you go. That's what you call professional research. This will probably be Belgium's last chance to win a cup, says Trolls, and I think we all agree with that. Their side maybe slightly over the top, but we'll see. They've got the quality. Mary's in the house. Hi, Mary. Hope you're well. Belgium's an agent squad, says Julie. They are indeed. Spacebar says they beat Japan in a friendly last week. So yeah, they're not a bad side. I've had a massive skip of the comments there. I'm sorry. Let's go back to there. He's from Concert, so I'm supporting Canada, says Dan Brown. SC42 saying hello to everyone. Alan Johnson says, as my half siblings live in Alberta, I have to join Canada. Sophia's here. Hi, Sophia. I hope you're well. Ian Skinner is also in the house. The team stick up to the plate so far. England, France, and Spain. I agree with that. Looks like Canada again with a 3-4-3. Looks like to me. I mean, it looks like to the BBC too. So Larry Eustachio, Hutchinson, and Dave is playing in a very, very forward role as the left forward, according to the BBC anyway. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everyone said hello to each other. SC42 hope Canada has a better outcome than Australia. And C-Stock, as an English lady raising Canada, let's go Canada. Absolutely. We'll support Canada with our Canadian friends on here tonight. The kickoff is about to start, actually. So what we'll do is we'll get this up on the thing, and it might not stay that much for long. And then we have a banner. So everyone knows what the score is. All about Kevin De Bruyne tonight, Alex, for you?
Potentially, yeah. The midfield is extremely strong for Belgium. So, but we've seen a lot of so far in the tournament. A lot of people trying to use the width a lot. They're packing the midfield, and a lot of teams are pushing fullbacks high, and really trying to exploit width and try and. It's lovely to see. It seems like the coaching and tactics have evolved. They're evolving every 4 years. Every time we go to a World Cup. And you're getting smaller teams. The gap is getting smaller and smaller and smaller between these minnow sides as teams have access to better tactics, coaching, information, drills, training, nutrition. And we're seeing some of the smaller teams play a lot better football. Probably Qatar, probably one of the few that were pretty shocking. But a lot of the minnows or lesser teams have done really, really well and deservedly got their wins or draws or whatever it was they did. It's nice to see. So I think Canada are going to have to copy that somewhat. Belgium are a hugely successful star-studded squad. Well, albeit without the trophies, but they're still very, very strong. So Canada are going to have a game plan here. They're not going to be able to just play and try and go toe to toe in exactly the same manner.
Canada had the ball for kickoff and maintained possession for a good minute. Then they give it away in their own half. Victoria passed it to Michy Batshuayi, who shot from distance, deflected. He went straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Luckily for the Victoria, who gave the ball away, but Canada on the attack now. Interception there by Alderweireld. Now Canada on a break, 3 against 4. It's with Davies on his left side. Davies trying to get to the ball line. He does get there, crossing the middle, near post. And there was a foot there by Belgium. Hasn't gone out of play anyway, but bad header there. And back to Davies it comes again. Davies taking on 2 players. Gone past one. Skips inside, looking for a shot on his right foot. Hasn't got a right foot really. Lays it into the box. Now it goes out wide to the other side of the pitch. Buchanan. Cross comes in again. That's deflected. Probably going to go up for a throw, is it? No, it isn't. It's Carrasco and the Canadian right back. Well played from the Canadian right. I think it's with Hoylett now on the far quick side. Canada with a chance here. Oh, blocked. And Belgium living dangerously there for a second. They've finally got rid of it now. Canada can cover at the back and indeed do so with the number 5. Miller, I think his name is. And Canada have started very brightly, Alex. Very brightly.
Yeah, it seems to be quite high energy. Sometimes these games start very, very slowly, but it started quite erratically. So we'll see if that continues as a theme for the first 10, 20 minutes or whether it starts to calm down immediately. You would imagine Belgium will try and sit in possession and wrestle it. But if Canada keep the tempo up and they can maybe disrupt it.
Bit of a late challenge there on Toby Alderweireld from the press. From, I think that's Buchanan, number 11. Oh, it's not as bad as they say, but Alderweireld's made a right meal of it, to be fair. He'll get some treatment. Free kick to Belgium, just on the edge of their area. Yeah, so the press is quite evident from Canada, and it's very, very energetic, and they've got some pace in the front 3, which is going to test the Belgian aging defenders. Let's be honest, they're not very quick at the back, are they?
Yeah, they are definitely aging out in the centre defence. So that's going to be the best way. And the high press seems to be there in the first couple of minutes. I think I'm about 30 seconds behind you, but
you are.
Canada from the offset being extremely aggressive. So we'll see how it works.
Well, Courtois made a bad clearance there, and Canada on the attack again now with Buchanan on the right-hand side. He's squared up by Carrasco. Now it's gone for a throw-in to the Canadians. Carrasco wanted it himself. They might take a long one here. No, they're not. Level with the penalty area on the right-hand side. Canada have a throw. And back it goes now to, I think that's Hoylett. That's terrible. Straight out of play for a throw into Belgium in the same place where they took it from. So throw into Belgium. Skepsis 007 says, Paul, Spain looking very scary. They are. Was it Hoylett? Someone has remember the 30-plus player. Maybe he's very old now. Hoylett. Been around for years. Canada won the ball back in the end of the last third again, and Belgium very profligate with the ball. Now it's hoofed up the pitch, looking for Batshuayi, met by a Canadian head. But now Canada, and in fact, there might be a free kick here. Stoppage in play. Michy Batshuayi possibly fouling number 5 for Canada. I think it's Miller, and Canada can start from deep now, and they are in the Belgian half, and they've been there most of the game, to be honest. Little ball over the top, looking for Davies. He won't get that. It's not Davies, it's Jonathan David, in fact. David and Davies. No wonder Paul ducked out this one.
Yeah, Canada looking really aggressive in possession. The last 2 times they've got hold of the ball correctly, looking like a 2-3-5 on the ball, and they just pouring bodies forward. Very, very aggressive start from them. We'll see if it pays off.
The ball is deep in the Belgian half. Castagna with a throw in the Belgian right back area. Not that they play with the right back, but he's got Witsel next to him. He's looking for someone to throw. Tielemans is making a move for him, but Castagna's finally finds Eden Hazard. Back to Castagna, can't keep it in, throw into Canada. Belgium looking very, very nervy. Very, very nervy so far. They're being pressed high up the pitch, and I don't like it. Throne's taken. Back it goes to the centre halves. There's a bit of pressure coming in from Belgium now. De Bruyne is making a bit of a press there, but back it goes to the keeper, and he clears it out to the left back, right back. He'd be right back over there, wouldn't he? And back it goes to him again, out for throw-in. Pressure from both teams in attack here, which is making the defenders nervous, to say the least. 5:37 on my clock.
Yeah, I'm 4.5 in. But you can see Canada are definitely just trying to bypass defence. They're like, no, we're not interested in this midfield game. We're just going to bypass it entirely and see what happens. And it looks quite good at the moment. Belgium are not enjoying it. They're having to be switched on.
Belgium have it now, and then the left back area over the top from Alderweireld, header from Canada away. Little touch there, trying to get Hoyle in, but it's won back by the Canadian midfielder. It's with Larry on the far side, shoves Carrasco to the ground and keeps going past him. Referee says play on. Little ball that could be offside. He didn't know it's not cross coming into Canada. Oh, he could have shot first time there and he didn't. Oh, Jonathan David had a chance to shoot there and a snapshot, but didn't do it. It might have been cleared for a corner though, but good move from Canada, good cross. And I think it's going to be a corner to Canada. Great cross this from the number 11, Laria. And David was not hungry enough there. Not hungry enough. I think he could have actually had a go at that. He could have beat Dendonk to that ball, but we've got a corner for Canada. We are 6 minutes 44 in. I don't know what the set piece is like for Canada, but it's got to be a chance. Junior Hoylett's going to take it. Vittoria's in the box, the big man from the back. And Miller's also there. David and Davies both there also. Cross comes in from Hoylett. It's an outswinger. Could fall to us. Canadian does, deflected, and just into the arms of Courtois. They're asking for handball, Buchanan is. But it fell into the arms of Courtois, luckily, because if that hadn't have been deflected, I think that might have been in. Belgium can build from deep there with Vertonghen in the centre of the back three. Floated past there then to Kevin De Bruyne, who's gone out to that right-hand side. Looks like VAR are going to look for this penalty kick that they claim for a handball from the shot from Buchanan. The rest stopped play, so VAR are checking. Interesting. This will be an interesting start.
Yeah, I mean, they're still hunting in packs. They're not afraid of the formation. They're not afraid to get numbers up. Carrasco got robbed, which led to the corner.
They've sent the ref to the screen to look at this.
Ooh.
And then that generally means it's going to. They think that they should be looking at it to change his mind. There's no way on earth the referee could see it, but we're going to have a look now, and I can't see where the ball is. Oh, it's his arms out. Is it a Belgian? Yes, it is. It's Carrasco. That's a penalty kick, I'm afraid. Crap law, but it's a penalty kick. There's no way he meant it, but it's hit his arm away from his body. Stopped a goal-bound shot, actually, if truth be told, because that's going in.
Yeah, I've just seen it in real time, just before it's going to go and get rechecked. It did look a bit... I see what you mean. If it doesn't hit his arm, then it probably goes more directly on target with more power.
Well, the refs give the penalty, so it's a penalty to Canada after 8 minutes. What a World Cup this is so far. The yellow card's been showed there for dissent to somebody. I'm not sure who it is. I don't think it'll be for Carrasco for the handball, surely, because surely could mean that. Although it's goal with bounce, so the only thing Belgium are good for is chocolate and beer. I'm going to get the banner up here because this could be a unique moment. Who's taking it? Looks like Larry has taken the penalty. Excuse me. Got a fantastic goalkeeper in his way, though, hasn't he? It's not Larry. Let's have a look. I don't recognise him. It might be Jonathan David. Looks deep in thought. Anyway, is it Jonathan David? I'm pretty sure it is. Jonathan David. It could be Davies. This is terrible. Don't hate me, guys. It's a Canadian player anyway, about to take it. He's left-footed, so I think it could be Davies. Looks like he's going to take his left-footed. Courtois, obviously a big obstacle to get past because he's a fantastic goalkeeper. We'll stay with it now for the commentary. Not a big run-up for Davies. Courtois dancing around on his line, trying to put him off. Here he steps up now, here he goes. And it's saved. Falls back to Davies, must score. No, he's missed it. A bad effort there from Davies. I think it's Davies. Terrible penalty. Courtois saved it. The rebound came back to him. and he couldn't put it away either. Here's Alphonso Davies. Well played, Courtois. That could be their chance gone now, and that's one foul swoop. Terrible penalty.
I mean, they earned it from the hard work in the first 7 or 8 minutes, but I'm just about to see the penalty now. Is it Davies taking it, the fullback?
Yes, it is Davies.
Oh dear. I mean, he's not exactly Trippier, is it? Letting fullbacks take penalties.
Of course, he's not playing as a fullback though in this system, is he? He's playing as a left. Well, in the maxi role, I guess.
Yeah, he's doing what Robertson does for Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh, the follow-up was atrocious as well. They should have scored the follow-up. Poor. That's a shame. Very, very good hard work from them in the first 10 minutes as well, and that's all gone to waste. Because Belgium will want to try and get a foothold in this game. Canada aren't going to be able to do that forever, so they need to make it count.
But if anything's going to snap Belgium out of the slumber, it's that lucky escape, really. They have it at the back now with Tongan. Floats it across here for I can't think of that is. It's Castagna, and then into Hazard. Lost the ball. David can get there first. He does get there first. Nice ball too. Edge of the box. Could be a chance. Or he was slow. Took an age to bring the ball down there, Buchanan, and he was robbed. And now Belgium can clear it. But don't look very good in possession, Belgium. That's going to go straight out of play. De Bruyne can't keep it in. It's on the halfway line, thrown to Canada. More pressure from Canada, and nearly a chance of another shot again. Yeah, it's they've started very well, Canada. Very energetic, very quick. Obviously, the strength in the team is in attack, and that's what they're using, the pace. It's with Buchanan at the moment. Great little turn, past Carrasco. Looks a good play, this lad. Can be a throw into Canada. Looks a good little nippy play, this Buchanan. Looks a really good player.
Yeah, I'm still behind you, but I'm just watching these lads hunt in just droves and droves. They're not giving him a minute's peace. It's very, very impressive pressing, actually. We'll have to see if they can keep it up. But
I looked right there.
Arguably, Martinez needs to do something because Belgium are really struggling to get any kind of foothold.
They took the throw in, it went to Lariat, and he cut inside and took a shot which was wide of the post. Not very good, screwed it wide. So Belgium will have a goal kick, and they're being pressured really bad. Didn't get away with it either. Bad clearance from Courtois, and Canada can come again. It's in the middle of the park with Lariat. Out wide it comes here for Alphonso Davies. Cross comes in, looking for the far post. It's over here. Is it? No, it isn't. Headed back. Should fall for Canada player. Checks inside. Great defending there by Witsel to block. And that's terrible from Belgium. They're not scoring here. Canada. Ridiculous. Might be another penalty. No, is he calling a penalty? Offside. This moment of action you're going to see in about half a minute, Alex, is ridiculous. Brilliant from Witsel to block it. They gave the ball away again. It's not offside because it's come off of they've given offside there when a Belgian player's passed it to a player in offside position. Terrible from the linesman. Terrible. And in fact, that would have been a penalty had it not been called offside. Yeah, I should look at that. Because the ball came to him from a Belgian boot. Then Alderweireld fouled the player who was supposed to be offside. But he's not offside because the ball's played to him from a Belgian boot. You'll see this in a minute. 13:40 gone, still 0-0, but don't know how. Belgium again having trouble getting rid of the ball. Gets back with the keeper. Then he kicks it out there to the far side to Carrasco. And Belgium really struggling to get this ball away from their penalty area. Alderweireld out wide to Carrasco again. Blocked. It's back to a throw-in. It's a throw-in right on the corner of the quadrant of their own penalty area. They're really struggling at the minute. There's Romelu Lukaku in the crowd. Doesn't look very happy, to say the least.
Yeah, and that phase of play you were just describing had got six Canadian players in the box, one just outside. Prior to that, as Courtois was taking a goal kick, they got 5 matching up their defence in midfield, and Courtois decided to take his goal kick short, like fairly short. Awful decision. It started the whole attack off. Canada being very brave with numbers forward here.
Belgium have it now. In the most advanced position, had it really. It's gone back though to Vertonghen, who's sitting as the anchor of the back three in the sweeper. Then he goes square then to Alderweireld. Nice little ball over the top, looking for the run here, but it's too strong for the Castagna going down the right flank there. But first bit of football Belgium's played. John Herman looks very pleased with himself, and no wonder. It's been a great start from Canada. Should be 1-up.
In as of 14 minutes, Canada have had apparently 7 attempts at goal.
What did you think of the offside, Alex?
I don't think I'm there yet. I'm just after 14 minutes. So Lukaku.
Oh, he's in here. He's in again. In again. Oh, it's after that then. Canada in again. And a poor shot from not Jonathan Davids, Junior Hoylett, actually. Trying to roll back the years, but the years that he's trying to roll back were never there in the first place. But he did well to get him behind the strikers then, get the most advance. Cut inside Alderweireld, tried a shot, but it went 2 yards wide. A nice little pass. He could have laid Jonathan David in there for basically a tap in. He didn't do it. And anyway, the pressure. There's three Canadians in the penalty area as Belgium are trying to get rid of it, and they can't. Back now to Alderweireld on that far side. And back to Courtois it goes. And again, he's going to get pressured. He doesn't like it. He clears it long. Going to fall straight to a Canadian head. Not the greatest header from the Canadian, but Belgium do come away this time. And now it's with Tielemans, goes past one. Nice little bit of play there from Tielemans. They said Aiden Hazard, in fact. Now it's Tielemans. Now out here to Castagna. Down the line, looking for the run of... can't see who that is. It might be Aiden Hazard again, but Miller got his foot in and did really well. Axel Witsel has it in a minute. Squares it to the far side to Alderweireld, who then goes out to Yannick Carrasco. Going to take on the defender here. Instead, he plays it inside for Hazard, who's everywhere at the minute. He's searching for the ball, but he's lost it there. Great tackle. Ref didn't think so. Ref thought it was a free kick and gave it a foul against Johnston. He has gone through the player, to be honest. Really, really good start from Canada. Very impressed with the way they've started.
Yeah, when the ball gets out for Belgium, Canada are sat in a 5-3-2. And then as soon as they pass to the fullbacks, they just swamp. They just all commit. And Belgium are panicking in possession. They'll try and possibly kick it long or lose the ball or go back to Courtois. They need to figure out how to play through this press because at the moment they are really struggling with it.
They are indeed.
And Canada aren't having to work too hard either.
No, they're not. Tielemans with a throw in back, then he goes to Dendoncker. And then square to Alderweireld, to Vertonghen, now to Alderweireld on the far side. Then Carrasco, squared up there by Laria. Back it goes then to Alderweireld has it now, Vertonghen, and then down to Dendoncker again. There's pressure all the way from these Canadian players, and they're back to Courtois. He'll get pressured here, but he manages to get away from it, and out it goes to Alderweireld. A nice little pass in there for Batshuayi, who controls it well and plays a lovely ball for De Bruyne, who's breaking past the Canadian midfield. Little square pass here, gets his player in, didn't do it. Didn't get his eyes open there, De Bruyne. I didn't like him not to have the vision. But well played from Belgium there. Had De Bruyne just flicks his eyes open and looked to his right. Could have put a player straight in through on goal. May have been Tielemans. So 0-0, 18 minutes gone. It's been a really good 18 minutes, to be honest. It's nip and tuck. Canada have been the better side of the two. Obviously, they've had so many chances and a missed penalty to boot. Belgium just starting to get a little foothold in the game now.
Yeah, I still think Martinez. Is it Martinez who's on the technical area? I think he is. He needs to relay some kind of instruction or tinker it up slightly because it's just not working. He's got Witsel sat in front of a 3.
Yeah.
They're being, Carrasco's been pressured on the ball whenever he's on it. Hazard's being pressured on the ball. They can't just pass it between the 3 centre-backs all game. They're going to have to think of something. I think they need a system change or possibly a bit more tempo. They've got to do something else. They can't keep going back to Courtois all the time.
Balls with Tielemans, Witsel in the middle of the park. Inside there for Eden Hazard. Cuts inside one and he's fouled. Free kick. Second time Eden Hazard's been fouled. This time it was from Laria. I think it was that Buchanan actually. With the foul in the middle of the park. And it was 1-2. And Belgium will have a free kick just inside the Canada half to the right of the centre circle.
Yeah, I just got that De Bruyne chance up, and that came essentially from a centre-back finding a really nice line-breaking pass. Just cut the team open, and that's what they're going to potentially, if they can't wrestle possession and any sort of control, they're going to have to find those sorts of quality balls through.
Castagna currently has it. He plays it dangerously across his back 3, but it's now with Alderweireld on the far side of the pitch, received from Vertonghen. Carrasco tries to get past the defender in front of him, doesn't do so, and in fact runs that out of play for Canada throw-in. Carrasco, he's doesn't look at his happiest at the moment. He's very animated. Buchanan's giving him a bit of a run around on that far side.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm 19 minutes in, and I'm seeing a bit of a difference now. It looks like Belgium are trying to spread out and make the pitch as big as possible, try and make Canada run around a little bit more. They could have done with that instruction 10 minutes ago, to be honest. It looks like it's helping a little bit as Canada have got a lot more ground to cover to do the same amount of pressing.
Ball's deflected off a Canadian boot, the Canadian defender, number 2, whoever he may be. It's gone for a goal kick to Belgium, which Courtois has taken. And they're trying to get out down this right side with Castagna, but it's pressured. And it's gone for throw to Belgium. Roberto Martinez very animated, doesn't look very happy. He looks a bit nervous about the way this is going so far, but they are starting to get a little fit on the game now. But as I say that, Canada win the ball back from them in midfield, but the referees give a free kick.
Yeah, their fullbacks are having a torrid time. So is Witsel. They're really, really struggling to find a way to actually play football, to be honest, at the moment.
It's gone from Vertonghen out to Alderweireld. Back with Vertonghen, then Donker down the bottom here. Went for the ball. He receives it now. Castagna's down the bottom. Lots of pressure on every pass. Little flick round the corner. Doesn't come to a Belgian player. Bit of a panic there from the Canadian. Gives the ball away to Alderweireld. Now it's Carrasco on the far side. He's right pressure by Laria. Gets a free kick. Takes it quickly back to Jan Vertonghen. And he goes square to Dendoncker. And again, Belgium is struggling to get out of their own half. Let alone actually struggling to get away from the penalty area. But they're coming now. It's with Dendoncker. Switches back. Got nobody to pass to. Back he goes again to Vertonghen. And in the end, he goes long looking for a run from Eden Hazard. He gets it as well. Hazard does really well. Hazard's past the batsman, looks backwards. It's with Sealand, who's very advanced. Ball to Batshuayi, must score. Great defending from the Canadian at the far post. That'll be a corner kick. That's the first time Belgium have really, really threatened. And it was brilliant play from Eden Hazard on the far side there. Got past the defender, little ball back to Tielemans. He miscontrolled it, but laid it to Batshuayi. He was very slow to bring it down. Took it away from goal. The defender got a foot in. Magnificent slide in there from the defender. But the bit of skill from Hazard to get past Johnston was absolutely outstanding. He looks up for tonight, Hazard, when he's had the ball at his feet. Lovely little pass back, but Batshuayi's first touch was horrendous. And Miller slid across bravely, took the weight of the player on his leg, but blocked the ball out of a corner, which Kevin De Bruyne is about to take. It'll be an outswinger from this right-hand side. Axel Witsel's in there. Vertonghen's in there. Alderweireld's in there. Little floaty one into the middle of the goal, but it's cleared well by the Canadian defender. And back it comes then. And it's a terrible play from Dendoncker, but they were lucky there. But Canada can break, can still break. It's a lovely ball. If it gets in behind the defender, but Courtois watching it. Won't go into his penalty area, so he kicks it away. And it's terrible from Courtois. His distribution's not been awful. Hoyle has it in a minute. Got 3 round him and manages to play it out of play for a throw into Belgium. Oh dear. Very, very, very frenetic stuff here. Both sides giving the ball away now. Yeah,
it looks like the instructions are working somewhat. They've stretched the pitch a little bit. They're being a bit more patient with the centre-backs, and Canada are not able to press as they were doing in the first 15, which is allowing them to sort of be steady and pick a pass out, which led to that chance that got the corner. This is what Belgium are going to have to do. But Canada are still got a good game plan.
Yes, they have indeed, but they've been cut open there. So they have Kevin De Bruyne in the middle of the park, nobody near him. He's approaching, great little ball in there for Hazard. Hazard's pushed the back. He manages to keep control of the ball, goes one step further, but then runs out of play for a throw into Canada. He wanted a foul, didn't get one. But well played for Kevin De Bruyne, a nice pass. It's actually a Belgium throw, and I thought it was I thought Hazard kicked it straight at himself, but it isn't. It's thrown to Belgium. They've gone right back to the defenders again in their own half. From an attacking position. And at the minute, it's with Vertonghen. Now Alderweireld on that far side. Just touched it to Carrasco. Little ball inside. Foul in the back there by the Canadian centre-half on Eden Hazard, I believe. Johnston again. He'd be That's about his fourth foul. He's got to be wary. Belgium come again. Oh, very lucky there, Canada. Cross came across, flicked off the head of the Canadian defender, and Castagna couldn't take it in his stride. Otherwise, he was in on goal. Little touch from Miller, just took it away. Is it Miller? No, it's not. It's Alphonso Davies, in fact. And just touched it onto Castagna, who deflects it out for a goal kick, which they've already taken. And no pressure from the Belgians here. Little chip ball down the line, looking for Buchanan with Alderweireld at his back. Little lob ball. This should be a Belgian header every day of the week. It's not, though, because there's a bit of a physical there. And then Canada can spread it, and they've got a man down here and marks. It's Alphonso Davies. We know what his pace is like. Push it past him and go. Little step over, goes past one, goes past two. Little ball inside, goes through turn. Davies does it again. Little square ball. Hoylett from distance. Oh, dear me. It's not Hoylett, actually. It's the number 12, whoever he may be. I think he might be the captain.
Yeah, they've got to be a bit more clinical on these counter-attacks and find the right pass, be a bit more careful. They're very panicky when they're trying to get these counter-attacks going. They're very good, but they're not going to get any end product from it unless they calm down and they need to pick the right pass. They need to think about it and concentrate. Because the way they're playing, they will get a goal if they can focus in some of these counter-attacks. They're doing all right.
Davies is superb there, but he squared it to Hutchinson, who sliced it horribly wide from 18 yards into the box. Belgium now have it in their own box, actually, with Vertonghen in the centre of that defence. Not a lot of movement from him in front of him. Castagna's offering now for Dendoncker and gets it, but he's being pressured. Little ball inside, they're going to lose that. The rest of a free kick for that. That's horrendous. That's definitely a Canadian foot on that. I can't think what this bloke's name is. Turn around so I can see your name. He's the one with the Spanish-sounding name. You could something with that. Let's have a look. Turn around. That's not a foul. Never known Sundays on Witsel. Oh, I don't know. He's got the ball, I think. Esquierdos or something his name is. Can't think what his name is. Anyway, Belgium have it. Far side of the pitch. Now it's with Vertonghen in the middle of the penalty area. Long ball looking for the run of Batshuayi. It's cut out. Not a great header, though, from the Canadian defender. And it's with Hazard. Little ball inside for Batshuayi, who's robbed straight away. Batshuayi's not been very good so far. Canada can come away. A little bit of space for it, but well robbed by Witsel. Canada can pick up the rebound. And now it's Davies helping out his defence. Back he goes to Miller. And then back to the keeper, who can go to the far side of the pitch. And he does. Nice little pass that to the number 2, Johnston, who's squared up by Hazard. Little ball inside then. Laria looking for the run of Buchanan. It's a great ball, that. He's got Carrasco out of position. Can he get a cross in? He's not even trying to get a cross in. He's going to square it. Oh, dear me. Great chance. Well played, Buchanan. Again, he's got Carrasco on toast out there. Now it's with Laria. Floated ball back. Canada doing again a bit more pressing again now. That could be offside. No, it's not. They're playing on. That's a foul there. Ref didn't give it. But give it a ball away, Belgium. Little ball inside. It could be in here. Oh, it's just not falling for them in the crucial areas. Once again, they were threatening. They looked like they were going to score there. But once again, last gas block denied them. But the ball isn't falling for Canada in the area. That's for certain. They're making the attacks, really good attacks. Just at the last moment, something's happening to stop them. But not always deliberate either. Some of it's luck. Again, Johnston has it. Little touch down the line for Buchanan. Back to Johnston, who's going forward here. Johnston's going past Witsel. He's going into the area. He's got a square ball if he wants to play it. That's a penalty kick. That's a penalty kick. He must be. What's he doing here? They're playing on. Johnston with the shot. Great save, Courtois. I can't believe they're not calling a penalty kick there. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Belgium have cleared it finally. And it's going to be picked up on that far side, though, by the Canadians. They've got it again in the back 3. Miller has it down at the bottom here for the Spanish-sounding one. I can't remember his name. Now it's with David. Junior Hoylett's available. He said he's gone for the run of Laria. It's actually Buchanan who's come across this side of the pitch. Buchanan's going against 2 Belgians. Gone past 1. Gone past 2. Oh, nearly got past 3. But Belgium finally do get it away. And they've got to show a replay of that because that was, to me, it seemed a stonewall penalty. They're not going to show it. It's a great save from Courtois from the shot from Johnston. But before that, he was tripped. You got there yet?
Now I'm struggling to have the football and StreamYard open at the same time.
Oh, right.
Mine keeps crashing every 5 seconds, so I'll give it a minute.
Canada have a throw in just inside their own half, which Alphonso Davies will take. And he goes for Hoylett, little flick from Hoylett. That's a nice ball too. And ball over the top, looking for the Canadian, running for the middle. He got it. It's Buchanan's come across. Can he beat the defender? Great ball back. Square it. Oh, he went for a shot deflected, and Courtois gets it. And once again, luck doesn't favour Canada. Really unlucky there, but little square ball there. And the chap on the far side had a free shot on goal. Baltimore coming away with it now. Castagna has it. Now it's back to Dendoncker in his own half. Square to Vertonghen. Not a lot of movement for him for Vertonghen, so he just steps on the ball for a moment and plays it down the bottom here for Axel Witsel, who's made himself available. Inside there to Tielemans, who's very deep at the moment. Then Donker, then to Vertonghen, and now out to Alderweireld. And Belgium going nowhere quick here. They're trying to pull Canada out. De Bruyne has it on the far side now. They're trying to pull Canada out, and they're not playing ball here, Canada. And why should they? Long ball from Vertonghen in the end, looking for Castagna. He gets to it too. Now it's with Batshuayi. Little turn for Batshuayi. Great defending there from the Canadians. Took the ball away from Batshuayi, and a nice little ball also to release Alphonso Davies. Little step inside, little flick, gone past the Belgium with ease. I think it was Tielemans. Ball inside. Oh, just overhit it, and Hazard can win it back. But it doesn't. The Canadian outstrengths him there. It might be Hoylett. Going to go from distance. Gone for a cross. Looking for header. Oh, it's over the bar. But well played again from Canada. This time it was Jonathan David with the header. But they look again. They're on top of the game again. 32 minutes. And only for a brief minute with Belgium on top. But Canada have come back roaring with vengeance. Could have had 2 or 3 goals in these past 5 minutes. Unbelievable. Canadian fans in full voice. And why wouldn't they be? Anyway, it's with Batshuayi now. That's a lovely pass. It's on the far side with Aiden. It's Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne looks for a floaty ball all the way across here for Batshuayi. Volleys it. And it goes into the arms of the Canadian goalkeeper. Batshuayi thinking he was something better than what he is there. Actually, didn't even volley it. It was a mishit of all proportions. And the Canadian keeper managed to stop it from going for a goal kick. Dear me. Michy Batshuayi once cost Chelsea an awful lot of money. An awful lot of money. And since then, he's hardly played, has he?
Yeah, he's had a few loans in different places. Tried it at Palace, and it's never quite worked out for him. I thought it might have been one of those situations like we had Loic Remy and stuff. I thought we might end up with him at some point, but it never happened. It's just never really happened for him. He's reasonably competent, but again, at a major tournament like the World Cup, you want more than reasonably competent, don't you? So,
yeah, absolutely. Buchanan has been the star of the show so far. 13 receptions of the ball in between the midfield and defence of Belgium, and Larry's the second most with 7. So Canada pressing again. Back it goes to Courtois. God, he doesn't look comfortable with the ball at his feet. That's for certain. Great goalkeeper there he is. Hutchinson wins that in the air. And then it's going to fall then to Toby Alderweireld. Looking for a little flick from Hazard. Gets it to Batshuayi, who's straight back to Hazard again. Hazard goes inside one. Might go to the other side to Carrasco, but then he comes down the bottom. Nice ball, that. Great ball. Great offside. They broke the offside here. Can Castagna keep it in? No, he can't, is the answer to that. Well, I didn't think he did anyway.
Yeah, stats absolutely just dominating from Canada here with 1.79 XG at the moment to 0.1 for Belgium. Canada with a 12 shots to 3. Just all over them. Possession means nothing at this point. They've got far more of the quality chances and the volume of chances. They just need to make it count because it's still 0-0 at the moment, so they could get punished at any time. They need to put it in the back of the net.
They've been very, 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 very good, except in the final bit, it's just putting the ball in the net, because they have caused Belgium all kinds of problems tonight, and Belgium are very fortunate to still be level. Borjan, the keeper for Canada, is about to take a long goal kick, it looks like. All the players have moved up the pitch, looking for the Canadian head. He finds one too. David has it to control it well enough, though. Tielemans takes it off him. Goes for a ball down the line for Batshuayi, who misses it. And then back from the Canadian centre half, back to Bourgeon in goal. That's good. Be careful there, but he's taking his time and now cleared it long, looking for the head. But he finds a Belgian one instead. Terrible head of him. Batshuayi straight back to Canada. And Canada now with Alphonso Davies on his left-hand side, just squares it inside for number 7 into the middle of the defence. Now it's with Johnston. Still in defence. No pressure from the Belgians, really. Back to number 5 and now floated back over here to Alphonso Davies. It's actually Miller who stepped up a little bit. Now Davies has it. Carl's come inside. Little bit of trickery. Castagna doesn't know whether it's New York or New York. He's gone past him for pace. Will play a lovely little pass and he does to Johnston. He's coming forward again. Got Buchanan outside him. Johnston goes for a cross into the middle, which is headed away from Vertonghen. And now finally from Witsel. And now Hazard has it. He loses out though. Loses out and a good ball too. Oh, but terrible touch. And Belgium can get it clear now eventually with Carrasco. Can he keep it in? He just keeps it in. Being attended to by Laria. Back it goes then to Witsel. Square then to Vertonghen. Going to come down the bottom for Castagna. Now he goes the other way and goes to Witsel, who's on that far side now. Going to come back again to Vertonghen. Now square to Alderweireld. Belgium not looking very positive at all. They're back to Courtois. They're scared of passing the ball to where the fast Canadians are. That's what the problem is here for Belgium. Alderweireld and Vertonghen playing amongst themselves now. Now a long ball, looking for the run of Hazard. He does get a flick to it, but it's only to a Canadian player. And Canada can come away now. Number 7 has it. Esquiados, or whatever his name is. Can't remember what his name is. I'm going to have to have a look. Anyway, it's with Miller down the bottom here. The left-hand side of the 3 centre-halves for Canada. Into the middle of the park now. Now the ball goes to Jonathan David. Now to Buchanan. No, it's not Buchanan, it's Laria. Laria kicks inside. And then back it goes to Johnston. Again, nice on the ball, Canada. Maintaining possession really well. In dangerous areas too. They've manufactured a chance for a cross here. Now it's Hoylett. Little tip forward there to... Oh, he's gone past him there. That's a penalty. Oh, he's not going to give it. That's about 3 times said it's a penalty. Must have been a dive. If it's not a penalty, he's got to book him for diving. I'm sure VAR look at this. Is there a foot in there by Witsel? Yes, penalty. All day long. All day, every day. Larry's clicked by Witsel. That's a penalty kick. All day, every day. They don't give a penalty kick for that. And they're not going to. Unless VAR should be looking at that. That's a clear and obvious, in my opinion. Can't believe what I'm seeing here. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Larry ran past Axel Witsel. Witsel's feet caught. Are they looking? No, they're looking now. They're sending to the screen again, probably. That's one of the most obvious penalties you'll ever see, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just about to see the replay now. Managed to get it up. Oh, yeah, there is a tangling of feet there. He steps on his foot. Not really intentional. He went to try and go for the 50-50, but he starts standing on people. You got to give it in the box, really.
They're not. They're playing on. VAR said no. So that's, in my opinion, ridiculous. Anyway, Belgium can play out from the back. De Bruyne's come very deep to receive the ball, and he plays it into the centre of the defence again to Jan Vertonghen. Now out to Alderweireld. This is where most of Belgium's possession's been, is with the 3 centre-backs. Such has been the dominance of Canada. Alderweireld goes back to Courtois, and then down the bottom to Den Donker. Little ball in the middle there. Attempted pass to De Bruyne. It wasn't great. And now it's with Alphonso Davies, who's now floating between the left back. He just done Castagna an absolute treat there. Brilliant from Davies. Absolutely superb. Gone for the return down that left-hand side. Ball inside, looking for the run of Jonathan David. Didn't get to him because Vertonghen stepped across and cleared it for a throw into Canada. Again, more promising play from Canada. Been streets ahead of Belgium in chances created and possession, everything in this game.
Yeah, they're being very, very brave in possession. Whenever they go forward and attack, there's always 3, 4 of them in the box with a couple supporting. They're so brave with the amount of bodies they're throwing forward, and it's working. Belgium aren't blessed with a super amount of pace up front. Their long balls are pretty poor. So this game plan will continue to work for Canada unless Belgium can find a different way. And this highlight that I've got now as well, four in a big attacking line with 2 supporting. It's always 4 with 2 supporting at the moment. They just can't handle it. Canada are very, very flexible with their formation as well. A lot of people are rotating very nicely.
Yep.
Belgium don't know who to pick up. They can't handle it at all.
We saw Davies there, the left back position, and now Belgium do receive the ricochet off the ball. It's with Eden Hazard. Holds on to the ball. Castagne's offering a pass to him. Back it then comes to Tielemans, and now to Dendoncker square to Alderweireld, finally getting the ball in the opponent's half. Now it's with Witsel again. Back he comes to Vertonghen, he'll go square to Dendoncker. Surely he does. Dendoncker now picks it up, doesn't go to Castagne. He goes back to Vertonghen and then out to Alderweireld. And Belgium playing at walking pace at the moment. Obviously trying to pull Canada out, but Canada aren't buying it. Far side with Carrasco. Back it goes then to Alderweireld. Now Vertonghen. Looks like Vertonghen and Alderweireld swapped actually, and Alderweireld's now in the middle. Terrible pass from Alderweireld straight into the arms of the Canadian keeper. All that pressure, all that possession for 30 seconds to a minute, and then a long ball from Alderweireld was aimless and wasted everyone's time, especially theirs. Canada have it now with the keeper. Square he comes down to Miller, the centre half. He's got Davies. If he wants him, he goes back to the keeper instead. Good pressure here from Batshuayi, but he does get rid of it. But it's with Dendoncker who chests it down and plays it back to Toby Alderweireld. Definite change in the centre halves here. Alderweireld's coming to the middle and Vertonghen's gone out to that left-hand side. Now Dendoncker down here for it's not Castagne, it's Tielemans being pressured by I almost saw his name there. Ends in a no anyway. Anyway, Belgium have got a little bit of room here. It's with Vertonghen on the far side. Back it goes to Alderweireld. And again, Belgium's go back into the shell. Little 1-2s between each of those. Tielemans then passed it back to Dendoncker to Hazard, who lost out. Ball over the top, looking for the run, but no one's over there. And Dendoncker picks it up and plays it back to Thibaut Courtois, and he squares it out then to Jan Vertonghen. Inside for Tielemans, not Tielemans, it's Witsel. Witsel's got Tielemans square, and he goes to him. Very deep Tielemans at the moment, not where you want to see him. Now Dendoncker, and now it's with Kevin De Bruyne, who's also very deep. It tells a story that the 3 midfielders of Belgium are very, very deep. Now it's with Alderweireld, back out to Vertonghen. 5 players in their own half here, Belgium, and they've got the ball. And 2 of them is Witsel and De Bruyne. Make that 6. Ball over the top, looking for Batshuayi's in on goal. 1-0 Belgium. Batshuayi with a great finish. Great through ball from the centre-back. I'm going to say it was Alderweireld. Lulled them into full sense of security. They did come out in the end. The ball through, made Batshuayi. He muscled his way past the defender and volleyed in from about 10 yards out. Good goal. Not deserved. Not deserved at all. But it is 1-0 to Belgium.
I'm still catching up to see it, but looks like the midfield are dropping a little bit deep to try and link up with the centre-backs, and the centre-backs are trying the occasional long ball. Obviously, the aimless one from a few minutes ago rectified if they've got a goal from this next one. Yeah, I've got it now. Ball over the top. Batshuayi, lovely finish, left-footed into the far net. Yeah, good goal. That's what they needed to do. They need a bit of some more clinical passing from the centre-backs, and if they weren't going to try and play it out wide and work it through the middle. It's poor from Canada. You shouldn't be getting beat from one simple long ball over the top. You need to be trying to win that. You need to either win the offside trap and step up correctly, or you need to try and win that header. Either or.
Michy Batshuayi's 27th goal for his country, which is a very good record. Canada, for all the dominance, for all the chances they've created, found themselves 1 down. And we're just about to go into, added time, of which they will be I don't think there'll be a lot.
It was a good run. He managed to split the centre backs. Somebody's got to
He
pick
did.
him up. He got a bit of space, and people punish you at this level. And it's a shame. Canada have been much the better team. They're still in this, most definitely. They need to stick to their game plan. Chances will come again, and they just need to be more clinical and put it away. Because Belgium still look awful. If they can try and keep switched on, they can avoid any more goals. It's still a very open game.
What a glimpse of Pierluigi Collina in the crowd there. Well, in a corporate seat, talking to himself. Looked very odd. But anyway, Canada have it. Lost out there. And Belgium coming in attack now with De Bruyne. Batshuayi's offside, but the ball to him was overhit by Hazard, which was a shame because he would clean through again. 5 minutes of added time we've got. It's with Johnson, the right back of Canada. Little chip ball. A nice bit of skill from the Canadian midfielder. And down the bottom here comes to Davies. Davies can go with pace. He's hesitant at the moment, looking for a pass. Got a run inside. Gives it to Jonathan David. Little ball inside. Oh, that's so unlucky. Great little bit of vision from Jonathan David, but the player just moved from where the ball came from. And once again, Canada was so unlucky there. It was Hutchinson, in fact, who'd made a late run into the box. But fantastic vision from David. Just failed to connect. Canada again, and everyone's in the Belgian half trying to get this goal back that they've so richly deserved because they've been the better side for the vast majority of this game. Missed a penalty, of course. Plenty of chances. And again, they're coming down that left side. Great play from Canada. Buchanan with the ball across. Oh, just over the bar. Should have been one apiece. Buchanan should have scored there. Great bit of play from Canada down that right-hand side. The cross came in. And it's so unfortunate. Lavia got the cross in. It's Buchanan at the near post. Got his foot to it first ahead of Dendonka. We couldn't keep it down, and over the bar it went from 6 yards out. You would expect to have scored that. Unlucky Canada again. Really unfortunate.
I don't want to say it, but it's looking like one of those days where they look brilliant. They're doing everything right, but it's just not working. Hopefully I'm wrong, and we'll see what the second half will bring if nothing more happens in this first half. But they just need a little bit more quality and concentration in that final third, because they're doing 9/10 of the job at the moment.
Lovely bit of football from Canada to get out of the press there. Now it's with Davies. Davies slips but manages to maintain possession of the ball and indeed runs straight into the player. That's not a free kick, never will be. And now it's with Tielemans. Ball forward for De Bruyne. This is where he's dangerous, but this time he didn't pick out the pass. It's intercepted. Canada can come at them again with Lavia. Ball out wide. That's where Buchanan is this time. Who was gone in the middle? It's Jonathan David actually gone out wide. And there'll be a corner for Canada right at the very end of this first half off Carrasco. So Canada are bringing the big man up. You can see Miller's gone in there. The number 5's in there. Johnston's gone forward also. Hutchinson's in the box. And all the forwards there. Lavia. Anyway, there comes an in-swinging corner. Finds nearly fell. Edge the box. Oh, great block from Tielemans, I believe it was. He'd have felt that. Gone out wide again. Brilliant ball. On Alfonso Davies taking on Carrasco. Cuts inside. Goes inside, but Carrasco did brilliant that side, but Davies almost put it back. But Belgium can break. They're 4 against 3 here if they play it right. De Bruyne is on the far side with it. No one really going up with him now. Carrasco's there. And De Bruyne misplaced the pass. He's been very poor first half, De Bruyne, if I'm being perfectly honest here. But he wins the ball back here. And Canada can clear. Not the usual passing brilliance of De Bruyne in his first half. Had plenty of chances. Well, had a few chances to make some difference. That's a great shot from the Canadians going in as well. And again, I can't see his name. She'll have to look at half-time. Final seconds of the first half. Belgium 1, Canada 0. Doesn't tell the story at all. It's been virtually domination of Canada by Canada. They missed the penalty. They've had plenty of chances. And indeed, there was the half-time whistle. 1-0 to Belgium, but really doesn't tell the story, does it, Alex?
No, not at all. It doesn't look like they've been able to get De Bruyne on the ball. They've not been able to get it to their wide forwards, really. It's been a case of bypassing the midfield. Witzel's picked it up a few times. Centre-backs trying long balls. And one of them worked. Batshuayi split the centre-backs, got the goal. But the story of the first half has been Canada. The pressing has been intelligent. They've not pressed all the time. They've pressed when it was appropriate. They know their triggers. And they changed it up after sort of the first 20 minutes because they couldn't be quite as aggressive. But they've still dominated in terms of shots. Let's have a look at stats, shall we, as we're at halftime. But it's doing them quite dirty, to be honest. So we have, even though Belgium are 1-0 up, the XG is 2.16 for Canada and 0.52 for Belgium. So it should be maybe 2-0, 2-1 based on XG. Canada with the 14 shots, 3 big chances. 3 big chances missed, of course, because they're on 0. 9 fouls committed, just shows how aggressive they're being. They're very unlucky not to be, never mind equal, but in front. And Belgium will have to improve their game plan in the second half. I know I said it might not be Canada's day, but if you keep knocking on that door, somebody will open it eventually. So Belgium are going to they're going to need a really good team talk and a bit of a shift in instruction because it's not going to work all game. They're unlikely to. Maybe they'll get another chance like that, but they can't rely on an absolute worldy centre-back pass to split the defence and have a brilliant shot. Then they can't keep relying on that. That's a hard goal to replicate again. Maybe they can, but they're going to need some tactical changes and some tweaks because they're not getting their main people on the ball. They're not being very dangerous. And they're very fortunate to be in the lead. So well done, Canada, so far.
100%. Brenton Linder Duff over in Canada said Buchanan's played well. He has been a real threat, hasn't he? He's had Carrasco on
He's
toast
very
most,
bright.
most of it.
Carrasco is having an absolute mare at the moment.
Simon says lots of empty seats for this one. Yeah, there is actually. Final ball quality again, that's kind of what's let them down, hasn't it? Yeah, Canada. But they've been
it's that final pass or that final shot. It's just that last piece of the puzzle. They're connecting the dots so well. They just need a little bit more.
They're checking Erling Haaland's flung retrieve. He may be available for the second half. No, I don't think so, mate. If you had him, you'd be 3-0 up now. Guarantee you. Absolutely guarantee you. V Vendetta says Canada have had clear chances, but selfishness took over when they should have squared a pass for a certain goal. Yeah, that certainly happened once or twice. Simon says they've had the chances, but just can't finish. Indeed. Jack says Davies looks a quality player. He is a quality player, isn't he? Apart from that penalty, which we're about to see now, it's a terrible penalty. It just wasn't to be, was it? Apparently, Davies isn't 100% fit.
Well, he looks pretty tidy from what I've seen of him so far. And the few times I've managed to actually watch him, he's looked quite lively. There was one instance I saw where he lost the ball where he was driving it, but apart from that, he needs to be a little bit more careful because the possession, possibly even in the second half, they're not going to get as much of it. So he needs to stop doing a few flicks and just make sure they retain possession. You don't have to beat the man every single time. You can swap it to the other side or pass it.
Ian thinks it's a good game. V Vendetta says Davies needs to join Newcastle one day soon. He uses class.
He does look very, very good, to be fair, which is why he's in one of the best teams in Europe.
C-Stock says, so proud of the Canadian side. They're playing smart football, just can't finish. Hopefully they can keep it up in the second half. Simon says it was an entertaining half. Peel or Keith thinks Belgium will tie in the second half. Canada are much fitter. They have got the older legs, haven't they? So it could happen.
I mean, you could look at that both ways. You could say that if Belgium continue to stretch it, Canada aren't going to be able to sustain this and they could tire. You could look at it both ways. It's hard to know. It's not like that many of us watch Canada and Belgium week in, week out, apart from obviously the Canadian fans in the chat. It's difficult to know, especially it's not a club level either. So it completely depends on individual players' fitness levels, not like familiarity with the system. We'll see. It could go either way, in my opinion. I'm not sure who will tire because it is quite an aging squad for Belgium, which is true. But Canada are being extremely aggressive. But these days, with a lot of the top club teams, we keep expecting them to tire, and they just don't. If we look at NUFC and Man City and stuff, you would expect them to start tiring 70, 75 minutes, and they just keep going. So maybe Canada can maintain this.
Subs could be crucial because in Belgium, I've got some pace on the bench, haven't they? The likes of Doku and Mertens. I know he used to be quick. Whether he still is or not, I don't know. But they've got a bit of pace on the bench.
They've got a lot of things that could mix it up. They've got Onana who could come on in midfield, of course, the Everton midfielder. They have got Meunier as well. So Meunier, Jeremy Doku. They've got Dries Mertens, Leandro Trossard, and De Ketelaere at AC Milan. So they've got 4 or 5 players that could come on and make a difference in a number of ways. They could. I doubt they'll change the system, but I do think Martinez has had a bit of a shocker here. He did make a few tweaks to try and stretch the pitch out and try and stop that press, but they really couldn't handle it. He's got his work out in the halftime talks to try and sort this out. Because it's not, even though they 1-0 up, this is not assured at all. If they have another second half like that, they can definitely lose this game, Belgium. They need to be careful.
I agree with that. Totally. Judy says Haaland was born in Leeds. He should have been in an England squad. He wore an England shirt when he was a kid.
He did.
Scotty says, yeah, he used to take me for football when I was a kid about 23 years ago. He's on about Holland, I suppose. Oh, no, he's on about the Northeast coach, Herdman. Chipper says, Canada should have had a second pen yet. Don't know why it wasn't sent to VAR. It was sent to VAR, and they didn't deem it as a penalty. To me, it's an obvious one, but there you go.
I think it was accidental from Witsel, but that's irrelevant. He stood on somebody's foot, brought them down. It's not like it's a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge or a fair 50-50. It was he stood on his foot as he had control of it in the penalty area, and we would have got to it. You definitely see them given in other situations. So I think Canada are very unfortunate not to have another penalty there.
And Ches says, over 120 watching. Please show Billy and Alex some love and hit those thumbs ups. Indeed. And of course, if you're new to us, which you're probably not, but if you are, give us a subscribe to it. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Memberships are also available by clicking on the join button, and super chats too by hitting the $sign. There's a question here for you, actually, from Ken Robinson. He says, hi, Billy and Alex. Just wondering if you could explain something, Alex. When they show the team's percentage of possession in it, is it something like Belgium 40, Canada 48, and then 12% in contention? What's that? Good question. So I'd like to know the answer to that myself.
I've not actually looked at the definition. I just assumed it was when the ball is not in possession of either team, when it's possibly up in the air, or when people are fighting for a tackle or fighting for a loose ball. I would have to go and have a look at the definition. I'm assuming it's not out of play. I'm not sure if they're counting that. I'd have to go and have a look, but it's something new that they've implemented. You don't see it. You tend to see zones of control is used when they show you the map, the pitch, and they put the percentages on. But the way, I've seen what you're talking about. I'd have to go and have a look at exactly what they're using to define as in contention.
It's strange why they changed the rules just for the World Cup. It's mad. But Brent and Linda say we have 6 feet of snow on the ground over here. Our guys are just happy to be playing on a clean pitch with a bit of temperature behind them as well, I guess. Ches says, seems like the so-called weaker teams this World Cup are trying to run the favourites ragged, and much respect to them. I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that.
Well, the wolf climbing the mountain is the hungrier wolf, isn't it? So a lot of these teams, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, a lot of these teams, the gaps are closing. They've got access to the knowledge, the physios, the sports scientists, the training drills. They're all fitter. They've got access to all the same equipment. Generally, it depends what level they are, but at international level, a lot of them have got access to this, and it shows. It really does show. Tactically, it's hilarious that Martinez is being exposed again, because there's a lot of people, including myself, that think he is not as good as certain people think he is. I think he was very poor in his time in the Premier League. As soon as he left Wigan, post-Wigan, I didn't see anything particularly impressive from him. I think a fraud is a bit harsh, but I don't think he's at the level that a lot of people think he is. I think he's very fortunate to have been in this job for such a long time.
I agree. He's had Belgium's golden generation and not really looked like winning anything, has he? Let's be honest. It was a couple of semis here and there, but not really what that quality of play deserves. You'd think. Rachel says, been some good pressing by Canada. This is what's needed against the stronger teams. Canada are certainly going for it. They are indeed. They are indeed, Rachel.
Well, it just goes to show exactly why I want England to play in this manner, because, I mean, no disrespect to the Canadian team, but I feel like we've got players at a much higher level than Canada. Man for man, there are maybe Davies is the exception, but you've got a few good players there. But I think man for man, I would love to see us playing in this way with a bit of possession as well. And if we lose playing that way, fair enough. At least we're trying.
James says, I really think Belgium has passed their best. In my opinion, 2018 was their best run in a long time. Don't think it will happen anytime soon. I think we can agree with that, can't we? I think they weren't good enough in 2018. I don't see how they're going to be good enough now, to be honest. But there we go. Fox says, Canada just showing me the lack of experience they have in the big-time games. Belgium 1 chance, 1 goal. Canada 83 chances and no goals. Indeed.
It's not the official stat, but it pretty much could be with the amount of shots they had, to be fair.
It could. Brent Linda, hey fellas, did my second favourite team come out of their 6-2 and healthy? Harry Kane, how is he? We don't know yet, do we?
I mean, Henry Winter came out today and said that the scan looks fine and he should be okay. So I would trust the word of Henry Winter, but we'll have to wait and see. Wilson hasn't trained since the match for whatever reason, whether it's precautionary, possibly from the club. We know he's people are we're trying to be very careful with him to keep him fit. We know that this was necessary. We talked about this a couple of months ago. And it's nice to see England taking the warning and understanding it and taking it on board, because if they just use him without taking any advice, they will just break him and he will be useless for England. So it's worth trying to keep him fit and being careful, because if Kane does have a reoccurrence or he's not fit, we need Wilson for England. So
Simon says there's been a few Route 1 goals this World Cup, long balls over the top. Not sure if it's any more than previous years, but there's been a few already.
Well, it's because a lot of people are having really, really compact midfields, and we've seen a lot of teams try and go around the sides, using very aggressive fullback positioning, or just really, really Route 1 long ball football.
Brent says, you like this style, eh, Alex? I think we're both liking it, aren't we?
Well, it reminds me a little bit of Newcastle, to be honest. It's
exactly.
It's not identical, but it's a very good press. I really like how brave they are. As soon as they get into that final third with a little bit of space, there's 4 or 5 Canadian shirts in the box every time. They're just pouring bodies forward, and they're so brave. And Belgium don't have the forward line to, when they regain possession, to go and counter that. We're not seeing Courtois do any quick throws and release anybody. There's no runners. They're not quick enough. Belgium aren't set up to be able to. They wanted to be dominant. I don't think they were expecting this to happen, and they're not able to really do much about it beyond the way they scored the goal. They're needing some really precise passes from players much further back to make any kind of trouble. They're not being able to play any kind of good football to break Canada down at the moment, which is very impressive from Canada, to be fair. It's them it's not Belgium being bad, it's Canada being very good, and hats off to them.
Yeah, they're not going to die not knowing, are they, Canada? They're definitely going to leave it all out there. Ian says, the Toon review is my regular go-to for watch-alongs. Even if the game is on the TV, always have the Toon review commentary on my phone. Very appreciated, Billy and Alex. You're very welcome, Ian. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Chipper said, how were Belgium ranked number 1 in the world when they have won fuck all?
Just winning stuff, just constantly winning competitive fixtures such as qualifiers, Nations League games, and they were just winning against the right people and being consistent. And it stat padded them and made their ranking really inflated. I mean, for the same reason we're 5th, we just beat a lot of teams, albeit not recently. If you look at Germany, they're ranked 11th, although from recent performances, you can kind of see why.
Yeah. Just showed a tribute to David Johnson, the former Liverpool, Ipswich and Everton and England striker who died today. Strange enough, scored a couple of goals against Coventry, but good player in his day. It looks like Meunier's coming on for Belgium. He's got a mask on. They've took Carrasco off. They've took Tielemans off also. So Meunier's going to go out to that left back role, and he's a fullback, isn't he, Meunier? And it looks like Onana's coming on in the middle of the park for Tielemans. Obviously, they've spotted that as a weakness, the middle of the park. Wilson's on his own programme, says Spacebar. He is indeed. Jam Stasher says, how is Belgium winning 1-0? Don't know. Stephen Stokes says, please don't say Martinez and Semi in the same sentence again. It nearly put me off my tea. Indeed. Fox says, if tomorrow we decided to represent Canada, they wouldn't have conceded that goal. I tend to agree with that. But he didn't. Thank God. Although Southgate isn't picky, is he? Apparently Kane will be fit for Friday, says Rach. John says, evening Alex, but is this extra time at each half going to be brought in our leagues? It's a good idea. We have it here, don't we, already? It's just we don't have 10, 15 minutes of it like they do in the game. They're kicked off again. Alex, you going to stay with me or are you going to disappear?
Well, I think it would be a bit fraudulent because my stream was really, really struggling throughout that first half. And it's difficult to... not only was it nearly 2 minutes behind your stream, Billy, it was also cutting out rather consistently. So it's hard to commentate and give you support. I'm happy to come back after full time and try and watch it. It's just a conflict of StreamYard and stream. So I'll let you crack on with the commentary.
Okay, buddy. No problem. See you at full time. Cheers, Alex. So that was Alex there. Bit of internet problems. But Belgium have kicked off and do have the ball in their own half. Once again, playing with the centre halves. Ball's gone forward for Eden Hazard. Little turn from Hazard. He floats onto the far side to Dendoncker, who takes it down his chest and can advance, marching forward like an army general into Onana, who just come on. I'm going to see the Canadian bloke's name now. I couldn't remember. If he's still on, that is. Eustachio. That's it. Eustachio. Now I know when he gets the ball. Eustachio. Anyway, Belgium haven't relinquished possession of the ball yet in this second half, and we're a minute into it. Courtois currently has it, not being pressured as much as it was in the first half. It's with Dendoncker, and now out to, looks like Onana on the far side. Down the line he goes. Castagna. No, it's not. It's Murnia. Murnia's come to the right back. Back to Courtois. He's getting a bit of pressure this time, so he clears it first time long, looking for Batshuayi. And it goes to Eustachio. Foul there on the Canadian midfielder Hutchinson by Axel Witsel. It'll be a free kick to Canada. I'm going to say about 10 yards into the Belgian half. Buchanan's been the star man for Canada. He looks very dangerous on his right-hand side, but currently the ball's with Miller in the defence. Forward to Eustachio. It's not Eustachio, it's Alphonso Davies. Gets a push in the back from Onana. That should be a free kick, but the rest playing advantage. Actually, stop the game. He's going to give me a yellow card. Onana, then just come on the pitch. No, he's not. And he's given a free kick to Canada for the push from Onana, which is ridiculous, really, why he did that. But Canada have the ball now. Miller. And it's going down the bottom here to is it Otavio? I can't remember his name. Long ball looking for the run of Buchanan. It's a good one too. And Buchanan might get that, but it's bounced over his head. But he has got it. And it's still Carrasco against him. And Buchanan did brilliantly well to hold him off. Now Johnston inside now. Eustachio. Eustachio with a great little cross looking for the head of David. Oh, just wide the post. Didn't give it the oomph it needed there, Jonathan David, but he should have done it. It's great play from Canada to create the space. Great little bit of play from Eustachio. The cross was a good one. And David just put his head there. He didn't go with any effort or desire to get the ball on target. It glanced off. It's not David. It is David. It glanced off his head and went wide. But you'd want your centre forward to be busting the gut to make a big connection on that ball. And he didn't do it then. Which is such a shame because Canada, again, did really well. But there's stopping play at the minute. I don't know if someone's hurt or injured or what, but it's a throw into Belgium, which will be taken. And in fact, it's Castagna who's taken it. Castagna's come over to this left-hand side of the second half. Castagna back to Alderweireld. Not a great ball. Hutchinson's an even worse one. Now it's with Hazard. Hazard cuts inside one, maintains the ball and gives it to Witsel. Now wide here for Castagna, right-footed left-back at the minute. Now it's with Batshuayi wide on the left-hand side. Batshuayi comes all the way back to Vertonghen. And then inside for Toby Alderweireld. Two ex-Spurs centre-halves. Now to the Aston Villa centre-half, then Donker. Now the far side of the pitch. Can't see who that is, but it's come back again. I think it's Meunier, and now it's Alderweireld, and now Vertonghen. Castagne's available to him. He goes to Vertonghen, round the corner ball for Hazard. Didn't do well with it. Lovely little touch there from David. Back it goes to Eustachio. Now wide to Alphonso Davies. Cuts inside one. Inside the ball goes to Buchanan. Buchanan might go from distance. He does, but it's screwed it wide. It wasn't Buchanan. It was Eustachio. But again, Canada doing the pressing, and it's good to see. Good to see. But once again, the shooting, unfortunately, was the bit that let them down, as it was in the first half. Still 1-0 to Belgium. Very undeserved lead. Lovely little bit of play from Jonathan David there to take it past Onana. Lovely bit of trickery on the ball. I got him away from Onana there, but Belgium have cleared it long, looking for Batshuayi, nodded back for the centre half of Canada, back to Bourjan in that Canadian goal. John Herdman will be very pleased with the players at the first half, but he'll be disappointed they're not at least level. Ball down the line now. It's with Junior Hoilett. Is he offside? He's not. Junior Hoilett cuts inside. Little turn, not going anywhere. Then Douglas got him in his pocket here. So Hoilett turns back, plays a pathetic pass. And now Belgium come away with De Bruyne. Overhits that one. And the Canadian centre half has hoofed it unceremoniously out for a throw-in. He had to do it, of course, but attempts on goal, 16 for Canada, 4 for Belgium. Tells a massive story, one of which Belgium scored from, of course. Throw into Belgium, which is taken right across the face of their goal, down to Jan Vertonghen. Oh, there's trouble here for Courtois. Just managed to get away with it. Meunier has it now. No, it's not Meunier, it's Dendoncker. Trying to do a bit of skills, gets away from the one player. Now to Meunier, now into Witsel. Well played that time, Belgium. They got away from that press really well. Back to Courtois again, but the press will come again here. And Courtois ball down to the bottom here to Castagna. Now Kevin De Bruyne looking for Onana, finds Onana. Onana still maintains the ball and gives it to Kevin De Bruyne again. Kevin De Bruyne just about to go into the Canadian half, steps inside back to Axel Witsel. Now into Onana, who's a much more physical presence than Yuri Tielemans. Now it's with Dendoncker and now Meunier on that far side. Back to Dendoncker. Alderweireld squared then to Vertonghen. Down the bottom here for Castagna. Can go to Witsel. Instead, he cuts inside and gives it back to the other centre half. Vertonghen, now Alderweireld, maintaining possession near Belgium. And the ball through there for Hazard, who takes it well. And he's struck. Now De Bruyne's got a man on him, but he plays it square to Onana. Could shoot from distance. He floats one into nobody in particular. That's absolutely awful from Onana there, the Evertonian. Absolutely awful. Is Billy saying banana Onana? It's Onana. That's his name. Onana. That's his name. Canada now coming away with the ball, but it's down to Buchanan. Lovely bit of trick. Did really well there, Buchanan. Played it back, and there's a ball over the top. That's a good one too. It's over the top of Dendoncker's head. Might be a free kick here to Canada. Foul from Meunier. It's a yellow card, in fact. Is it an elbow? If it is an elbow, he's a very lucky man if it's only a yellow card. But he's booked in for Thomas Meunier getting a book in there. If it's an elbow, he's lucky not to be getting a red. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not sure it's deliberate, but he has caught Junior Hoilett with his elbow. And he got a yellow card rightly for it. Lots of talk in the chat about sheathed swords and things. Very interesting. Filthy lot, you lot. At least it's not birds with socks on the neck, eh? Poultry, I should say, rather than birds. But still, back to the game. They're having a bit of an argument, the referee and the Belgian defence. And it's, I forgot his name again, Eustachio. He's going to take this free kick. Very high line from Belgium. They're setting up outside the penalty area. Curved over the top, looking for... Oh, it's terrible. Out for goal kick. Spacebar said as the Lone Ranger come on now, that's Meunier, who obviously has a cheekbone injury of some kind. But again, Canada doing all the pushing. BL Duff's shout out to all his family in North Shields. An expat, of course, over in Canada now. Always welcome on the streams, Brent and Linda. Dendonka trying to get away. This is going to be a corner, is it? Yes, it is. Corner to Belgium, to Canada. And Dendonka really isn't a great player. Probably why he plays for Aston Villa. Anyway, Alphonso Davies with an outswinger here. The big centre halves come forward. This Miller's come up. Hutchinson's there. Buchanan's also in there. Meunier's marking Buchanan. This can't be comfortable for Meunier with his broken cheekbone or whatever he's got. Give me an outswinger. In fact, he went short. Little run from David. And the ball back from David's horrendous. And Kevin De Bruyne steps in and plays a ball which is really, 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 really poor all the way across the pitch for a throw-in. Down the line it goes anyway. Canada's doing really well there. Little cross coming in there. It's a bad one over the bar. But once again, Canada are the ones doing playing the great football. Bandar says, can you do Poland versus Saudi Arabia? Absolutely no chance of that. Because they're the only person on the ball will be Matty Cash. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Onana's breaking. And I think he may have laid the elbow on a Canadian player here. Elbow in the mouth. And now Onana's kicking off with a yellow card for Onana for an elbow also. He's pleading his innocence, but we're going to see if the slow motion tells the tale here. Onana's got a bit of that in him, hasn't he? Amadou Onana. No, he's still the England flag's still black. Simon May. I didn't see that then. But Eustáquio was the one that got fouled, and for Onana got booked. Chippers thinks that Meunier looks like the Gimp of Pulp Fiction. Oh, not the Gimp. Not Meunier, the Canadian player. Davies. Onana did well to defend that there, and now Bolton can come away with it. Lovely little chest from De Bruyne into the path of Witsel. Plays it down the bottom here for Eden Hazard. Got a run ahead of him, Castagna. Can Castagna get there? Absolutely not, because Buchanan's got rapid pace. But Hazard does well to get it back and plays it inside for Witsel. Witsel approaching the Canadian penalty area now with Castagna. And that's going to be a throw into Canada. And it's getting a bit nasty here. Lariat and Witsel kicking off. Canada not being bullied here at all. Johnson with a long throw looking for Lariat. I don't know what's happened there. I think they might have to retake the throw in. It's going to be a substitution for Canada. And Larin's coming on for Junior Hoylett. Junior Hoylett, I'm going to stop calling him Junior because he's about 40. So we'll start calling him Senior Hoylett. But he's not been the greatest today, Hoylett. Wasn't great in his prime, to be honest. But Larin's come on for him. I don't know who he is, but he can't be any worse than Junior Hoylett was. And the captain's coming off now, Hutchinson too. And he's been replaced by a player called... You're going to tell me? You're going to tell me? Kone. Yeah, Chippers did mean Meunier. And Spacebar says senior toilet. Yeah. Commode, in other words. Anyway, Johnson's took his throw in eventually. It's with Onana in the middle of right in the centre of the park, running across the centre circle, in fact. And he plays it wide then for Meunier. Meunier floats it to this side of the pitch to where Jan Vertonghen's standing, and now it goes back to Alderweireld. There's pressure on this, but he gets away from it. No, he doesn't. But unfortunately, there's a foul there from the Canadian. Is that the new lad? No, it's Alphonso Davies come out to the right-hand side to put a bit of pressure on Alderweireld, I guess. Commode plays for Japan, says Spacebar. Oh, dear. Meunier has the ball. Cuts inside and plays it inside indeed for Axel Witsel, who's robbed. Little back heel, and Canada can break, but he's running into trouble again. No, he's got away with it. And the switch out to that far side where that should be Buchanan. No, it's not. It's Jonathan David, in fact. Jonathan David approaching the edge of the area, cuts inside, look for a little ball inside, didn't work, gets it back again. It's not going to fall to a Canadian player, as it hasn't done all night in the crucial areas, unfortunately for them. But finally, it's with Kone, and he goes square to Miller. Miller goes wide then to Jonathan David. No, it's Buchanan who's on the far side. They're floating around them French forwards. Might have been right, Canadian forwards. Rachel think he looks more like the Phantom of the Opera more than Zorro now. Seen him again. And Chipper said, I'm Kone. And Belgium's goal scored by Batshite. Yes, I'm with you. Very clever use of emojis there, Julie. Alan Brown says, oddly enough, Buchanan plays his footy in Belgium. Interesting. Anyway, I forgot his name again, but it's the one Yuskate or whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. I'm terrible. Senior moment. Escalat. What's his name? Someone tell me in the chat what that bloke's name is. I'm talking of bondage smacks and all sorts in the chat now. Don't know what I've stepped into here. Clean innocent person like me. Christ. Anyhow, the free kick's curved in, looking for Canadians right over the top of the Canadian defender at the back post. Michael Crawford phantom, Rachel. Yeah, it's a very strange kind of chat tonight. Goal kick's been taken, and it's with Axel Witsel. Square he goes to Castagna. Pressure there on the Belgian centre half, Vertonghen. Great bit of play from Hazard. He's been very bright tonight when he's had the chance. No one to really pass to because Batshuayi went offside. Back he goes to Witsel, and Witsel plays it back to to Alderweireld. Now Kevin De Bruyne. Now Onana. What's his name? Back then to Dendonka and all the way back to Courtois. Belgium seem happy with their lot here. Chipper says, God, you lot are filthy. I wouldn't dare talk about gimp masks. Throwing to Canada. Deep in the Belgian half. They're still pressurising. They're still doing Canada proud. And we're going to see another substitute, and it's going to be Leandro Trossard coming on for Eden Hazard. Indeed. Ches says, are there any family-friendly bondage masks? And Chipper says, Billy calling us strange is like E.T. calling us aliens. Dear. Trossard for Hazard. There you go. Trossard has a very nice Tintin quiff, and of course, Tintin came from Belgium, didn't he? Interesting fact there. One that you'll sleep better knowing later. Canada throw in. Again, all the plays exclusively in the Belgian penalty, half. Onana wins the ball back well, though, and he might have lost that out. Oh, dear, he's been booked. That's a yellow. That's got to be a red, surely. Referee's playing on, and the shot from Buchanan was where of the bar, but the ref must go back for this tackle from Onana, who's already been yellow carded. And is he doing so? They seem to be ignoring it. They've ignored that tackle from Onana. Been booked. Slid through the man. Not a thing. Foxy says, remember Hazard in his prime. Sad to see him. Yeah, he's not the same player as anything like. Yeah, he's still been Belgium's brightest player tonight. Hazard was an amazing player, said Julie. And Rev says, cheers for that. Always ready with a bit of use. Indeed. Brent Linder, think Buchanan's going to finish one of these at some point. I'm amazed Ref didn't go back for the yellow card there for Onana because it was a yellow card all day long. Didn't even go back to it. Eustachio. I'm glad they put his name up again. I can remember it again now. Anyhow, Belgium have managed to snaffle the ball in the Canadian half, and Batshuayi's managed to get himself a throw-in on that far side. Trossard has it now. A little bit of trickery. Got two men on him. Little flick through the middle. Nice play to Meunier. Well played, Trossard. Cross is blocked. It's going to be a corner to Belgium. Defended well by the Canadian centre half. But lovely bit of play from Trossard there. And a back flick between the two of them. Took two of them out of the play. Meunier was there to receive it. But the Canadian centre half came across and covered well, actually. Can't believe there's all this talk about rubber gimp masks and bondage and all sorts going on. I mean, I'm going to have to go to confession just reading it. Anyhow, in comes his outswinging corner, which is met by a Canadian head. Actually, there's a foul there. Free kick to Canada. Cynical foul, actually, on Buchanan from Dendonka, in fact. Just grabs him. Well, that should be a yellow card. That should be a yellow card, in my opinion. Bate says you'll need some talc with rubber, Gary. Canadian keeper kicked it long, looking for the head of, and didn't get to the head of David. But Belgium are on the attack now, and it's Onana with he's doing well there. Unfortunately, he managed to fall over the ball at the end of it, and Buchanan, who's back in that right back area, can go from deep, and he plays it inside then to Miller. Now the Canada are coming out with the centre half again. He's going to come down the bottom here, is he? He's got Larry down here if he wants him. Gives it to him. It might even be Larry the substitute. Ball down the line. The Belgian fell over for no reason there and playing on. Did he keep it in? He kept it in. The ball was awful, but it will fall for Canadian player. Trying to walk this ball in all the time. Now it's with Eustachio. Will you have a go, Eustachio? 1-2. Was a blind 1-2. And Belgium can break. It's Kevin De Bruyne out here for De Bruyne. A great tackle, though. Miller did brilliantly to get there. Now it's with Laria. Inside for Larin, I think that is. Got square ball's got to play it. He plays it out to the far side to where Eustachio is. They're very fluid in the movement, Canada here. Jonathan David now. All the way down the bottom here for Johnson, who's very advanced. Shot from Dior, it's just gone wide. That's a bit of power behind that shot, but it went wide. From, I think it's Laria. It is Laria. Outside of the boot, screwed it wide. But Canada, again, are very, very, very much the better side again. Chippers can't believe what he started. Everyone's blaming Chippers as per usual. The porn sites will be in a minute, you can guarantee it. Belgium are now coming from deep with the ball. De Bruyne has done brilliantly there. De Bruyne has done really well. He's gone through 3 challenges. It's 3v2 in the middle, 4v3. He goes to Batshuayi. Great tackle. Brilliant tackle there. I don't know who it was. We're going to see who it is now. But absolutely superb last gasp tackle from the Canadian. De Bruyne did fantastic. Really did well. And the Canadian defender's not even in the picture here. It's a great run back. I think it might be Laria. Brilliant. Brilliant. Putting his heart and his line for his country there, on the line for his country. Still 1-0 to Belgium. 100 of you watching. It's fantastic to be watching this match for you guys out there, even though most of you are a bunch of perverts. There's more handcuffs in this chat than there is in the bleeding bill. Now it's with Witsel back to Onana. Onana has it now, in the centre of the park. De Bruyne starting to come into the game a bit more now. Little pass inside there for Trossard. There's got to be a ball out to the wide. It is. It's come out here for Castagna. Little ball inside. Batshuayi. He's got a route to goal if he wants it. But the Canadians do get a foot in and finally get rid of it and clear it. And it's 2v1 at the back. Depends on Jonathan David's pace. The Belgians managed to tidy it up perfectly well. And it's with Axel Witsel. Castagna goes all the way back from the halfway line to Thibaut Courtois, who plays it into the feet of Alderweireld, and he plays it square to the Tongan. And once again, the press is coming in, but this time Courtois manages to get rid of it rather aimlessly onto the head of Johnston, but that's a poor header, only to De Bruyne. Now it's with the Witsel. Now it's with Trossard, and back to De Bruyne it goes, and he plays it to Witsel. Keep ball here from Belgium now. 68.5 minutes on the clock. 22 to go. Then Donker has it, far side of the pitch. Then it's Meunier. Inside there for Onana. Little ball there for Trossard. This is good from Belgium. Nice bit of football. De Bruyne's got a bit of space here. Ball in the back, through the back, and too hard for Batshuayi. Chipper says Jim cut. Oh dear. Even Chipper saying De Bruyne pulling the string sounds perverted now. You lot. You've corrupted me. I've forgotten that bloke's name. Eustachio loses out to Onana there. Fox says De Bruyne will be sunburnt when Belgium played the early kickoff. Yeah, he's very, let's say, sallow-skinned, isn't he? But Belgium do have the ball in the back three, back to Courtois. Been lots of this throughout the game, hasn't it? Long ball from Courtois is a good one, actually. And it's taken by, is it Castagna? Oh, this ball's awful. And the Canadian centre-half breaks with it and plays it out there to number 17, Kone. But he's tackled by Dendoncker. Just seen the most... I was going to say bullshit, but I won't say bullshit. I've just seen the most, let's just say, false statement I've ever seen on YouTube. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm looking at one particular person. Anyway, it's with Eustachio, who I can't remember his name once again. Christ. Senior moments. Canada. Oh, that's slack. That's lax. He's got to get there. He does get there. Nearly fell for Trossard. But Eustachio did brilliant. That's a nice little ball too. This time the pace of David isn't there and he looks tired. Yeah, Ches, you got it right, mate. De Bruyne has it. Escaped one tackle. Starting to come more into the game now, Kevin De Bruyne. Looking for a long ball to the far post to Batshuayi, who traps it further than I can fucking kick it. Disgusting from Batshuayi, that. Sorry for the language, by the way. Oh, Christ, this chat's horrendous. Belgium are starting to get a chance on the break now, which is what I suppose they were after all game. But Canada is still very dangerous. And it's this man on the ball, Buchanan, who's the most bright player. Comes to the side, then Donker. Lovely little pass just in the behind David. I don't know what Canada's depth's like on the bench. Any Canadians here can give us any kind of influence and what's information on what they've got on the bench here? Miller's played very well at the back for them. Eustachio plays it back. It's now with Miller on that far side, looking for the pass into Davies. Davies squares it. Trying to get away from Witsel, but Witzel's too clever for that. He knows where exactly he's going to. Long ball over the top, looking for Canadian head, might get there. Just steps in time from Alderweireld and nodded it away. Belgium, poor play from Batshuayi again, and Canada can come from deep with Vitoria. Oh dear. Belgium could be dangerous here on the break. If it falls right from Castagna, Trossard with a lovely little touch taken away from the defender. Ball in then for Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne now to Batshuayi. Batshuayi one-on-one with a defender. Looks for the middle for Trossard. Trossard cuts inside, trying to get a shot away. Can't do so. Great footing from the Canadian defender again. And now the ball forward, and now Canada can break. Buchanan, who's much deeper now at the minute. Square ball then for Eustachio. Ball, that's a great looking ball. Will he get there? Into lots of space. Don't think he'll get there. Great vision though from Eustachio. Not Pistachio, Eustachio. Lots of cheers for Canada here. Gary wants Canada to score. Rachel saying, come on, Canada. Ches says, entertaining game, but so many wasted chances. Julie J says, Canada just can't kill it in the final third. Exactly. They're making a change here. Larry has gone off, and number 3's come on. Is it number 3? Adekugbe. I hope he doesn't get the ball very often. But Adekugbe's come on. There's a couple of Canadian fans in the crowd. They should be happy with the team's performance, but unfortunately, they're not getting what they deserve at the minute. They're losing 1-0. They've been the better side for most of this game. 73 on the clock. And Belgium come away with it, clear it long, looking for the header Batshuayi, but a head in from Vitoria and nods it wide there to the number 3, Adekugbe. Miller, with his first slight lapse of concentration in the game there, let the ball run under his foot, but he does retrieve it. He plays it for Vitoria. Don't even know if that's his name. But that's aimless from the centre half. Spaceball says final ball and lack of composure. Chipper says it's due south on the bench for for Canada. Brian Adams is apparently, and Justin Bieber. And now Canada have got the ball with Johnston just approaching the halfway line. Pressure from Leandro Trossard, but he managed to get rid of it. Now it's Eustachio looking for a floaty pass there for Miller, but that's a good ball, actually. Miller gets it and plays it wide. And now inside now for Davies. Back to Miller. Alphonso Davies. Back to the keeper. Nice pass from Davies to Johnston. Little ball inside. Nice 1-2 there. No, good football from Canada. And a floaty pass to the far side, which is under hit. And it's cut out by Meunier. And back to Thibaut Courtois it goes. He squares it out there for Dendoncker. Takes a little bit of time. Being pressured now. But he does get it to Meunier. Meunier can clear it and does do. Looking for Batshuayi. Head there from Miller. I think this is Kone on the ball now. The 15. Johnston. Buchanan's now come to his watch. So a lovely little touch inside from Buchanan. And he's gone for the return. And he'll get there. What have they got in the box here, Canada? Against Trossard. Went for the ball. It's all going to go. Why didn't he shoot first time? Jeez. Again, the ball isn't falling for Canada at the crucial times. Again, they can press again. Eustachio has it. He's looked very good tonight. Now it's Miller. Then that's out wide to the far side to number 3, Akugbe. Akugbe comes inside now to Eustachio again. He's at the fulcrum of everything Canada do. He's been very good. Now 15, Kone. Back now to Vittoria. And they go, when he's nearly fell over there, Kone, and back he goes all the way to the keeper. Borjan, I think his name is. But nice pass from him to the other side of the pitch where Miller picks it up, and he's been brilliant today. Canada dominate possession again. I would say the figures here are going to be amazing. Ball over the top, looking for Davies. He does really well, but this time Alderweireld stuck to him like glue. But Canada do come again now. Little floaty pass. That's a nice one too. Edge of the box. Lots of space here, but this time the block comes in. But how they got the ball through there was ridiculous. Can he keep that in, Buchanan? Think he can? He does. Buchanan now going to cross it without looking at a player. That this time it's a poor cross. But once again, it's going to fall to a Canadian player. Akugbe plays it back to Miller. And back to Akugbe. Eustachio's there, ready for the ball again. Available at all times. Now Vittoria, the centre-half. Again, Canada coming forward, looking for just a gap to get through. And this time the ball's under hit. And Canada will get a throw-in level with the penalty area clearance from Meunier. Julie's a Belgian fan. She says Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's more her cup of tea. Jean-Claude Van Damme, of course, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but he could do something that most men couldn't. In fact, 99.9% of men couldn't. I'm going to say 90% of men have tried. Not me, though. No one breaking my ribs for anything. Anyway, Batshuayi is going off. And on comes Openda. Never heard of this lad. Openda. Must be a centre forward, though. Miller slipped up there and gifted Belgium a throw-in on the halfway line. Openda looks very quick, actually, but it's with the Axel Witsel. Now this is the most advanced we've seen for Tongan. Castagna inside for Trossard, looks for a little flick over the top, doesn't get there. Buchanan does manage to tidy up, and he's fouled in the process by Thomas Castagna, the Leicester player. Canada do press again, but this time Belgium do clear it, and it's with this new substitute. He looks very, very sharp. Now it's with, I think it's Davies in the middle of the park. Nice pass though. It's Akugby. Davies. Now it's wide here for Eustachio, and he can come to Johnson on this right flank. Goes for first. So it's a great cross header. Oh, good save, good Courtois. First time they've got one on target. Great cross from Johnston. Fantastic header. Just didn't have the power on it. I think it's David, sorry. But a brilliant diving save from Courtois. Chipper says, say it, just do it. I'm not going to say it. Absolutely not. Would be a blow to my self-morale, they would say. Belgium, nearly got through there. Oh, great bit of defending by Vittoria. He wants to throw in. Will he get it? He's signalling for it. And he gets it, I think. John Herdman will be very proud of his troops tonight. They've been superb. Larrin with the header. Thanks, BL Duff. Another Miller's coming on. Eustachio's coming off. Buchanan's coming off. Osorio's coming on. And another Miller. So we've got two Millers now. One's a Miller, the other one's a Miller. And Osorio, I think I've recognised that name before. Anyway, Canada down that right flank again. Back it comes then to this player here. Cross comes in, it's low, and it's cleared. But Canada do regain it. Witzel steps in, but again, the referee's blown up for a free kick and a yellow card against Alphonso Davies here. Must have been a bad one. Foul. Didn't take much there for that. Well, that's never been a yellow card as long as I've got all up my backside. Never. It's a great header. Just not enough power on it and just not quite in the corners. But Courtois is a tall man. He'll be disappointed with that, I think, Larrin. Absolutely. Chips is the instigator, according to Rachel. He thinks he's been tame. So Belgium do build from the back. 46% for Belgium, 41% for Canada, 13% in contest. Another foul there. We've had 81 minutes. Foul there by, I think it's Millar. A terrible free kick, and Johnson intercepts it well, plays it forward, looking for Larrin. Wide he comes here to the number 19, Alphonso Davies. Cuts inside, which he's bound to do with his left foot. Cuts inside Witzel. Ball inside is fouled there. The referee didn't see it. Canada regain it. And he's going to go from distance here, was he? Oh, why did he not have a go there? De Bruyne has it now. De Bruyne's marked by Kone and loses out. He's swarmed by 3 Canadian players. Now it's with Miller at the far side. Cuts inside. Little ball in the back. Will fall to a Canadian player. They're getting away with murder in Belgium. But well played from Vittoria again. He's gone looking for the return, but he could be in trouble now because Johnson's lost out, and this is the quick Openda. Johnson's a brilliant to get goal side of and took him down with a yellow card. He'll be booked there all day long, Johnston. Indeed he does. Did well to get back to him, to be fair. Alistair Johnston. Could have played for Scotland, of course, but of course he wanted to play in the World Cup, so he decided to play for Cameroon instead. But he deserved the yellow card for that. But if he hadn't done it, I think Openda was in on goal. He did well to get back to him. Showed a nice turn of foot there because Openda's pretty rapid. Judy J surprised by the possession, but I'm imagining a lot of it's the possession that the back three have had most of the game, isn't it? Then Donker, Alderweireld, then Vertonghen. There's no territorial stats in that, but Openda was free. He gave him a 10-yard start and did get back to him, but then he just didn't took him out because there was no way he was going to allow him to run on Miller, the centre half, because Miller's a very stout fellow, let's say. Very stout fellow. De Bruyne is over this free kick for Belgium, which means danger, of course. In the last 6 minutes of normal time. It's about 10 yards maybe not, maybe 8 yards away from the penalty area, but level with the, perpendicular, I should say, with the left-hand corner of the box. So I don't think it's a shooting opportunity for Kevin De Bruyne, but he's very dangerous, like Brent Linder say. This could be a whipped-in free kick just to catch a Belgian head and into the net. There it goes, whipped in, Belgian head over the bar. It was... I don't know who that is. It's Dendoncker. Canada trying to bring the ball out, they're getting pressurised, but finally it does get over to the far side where Kugby played the ball trying to get behind Dendoncker, but he got back really well. And now Belgium can come in on the break again. Openda. Now it's with Kevin De Bruyne, who's starting to have more of an influence on the game now. Running at the defence there, he's cutting aside, going to go from distance. High, wide and handsome from Kevin De Bruyne. Not what we're used to. 20 yards from goal and ballooned over the bar. Canada do have the ball now. Victoria floats it to that far side where a Kugby is, the substitute. Little ball inside. Goes back to a Kugby. Long for a cross. Might get there. Oh, Davis again. David, sorry. Is it David? Larin again. No, it's Larin. 50 pence piece head, Larin. Good Lord, he was free header. And he's headed it. Well, it's a good clearance header. He had the run on Vertonghen there too. But he's got a 50 pence piece head. Good Lord. Very physical centre forward, this Larin, but unfortunately he doesn't know how to guide his headers in the right direction. It's a shame because he's had 2 great chances. The first one was a better header, of course, but that one now is horrific from Larin. But still Canada causing problems. Still they've got hopes that they can get back into this game and get level, which way they really deserve, folks. Thoroughly deserve. Belgium have a throw in their right back area. And Canada can get it. De Bruyne get it? No, he's not, because Victoria stepped in beautifully. But it does come to De Bruyne in the end. And now he's played it forward for Trossard. Trossard approaching the penalty area. Trossard goes past one. Trossard goes past another and runs it out of play. Trossard there, not great. Canada bring it from deep. Far side. So Canada had 21 attempts at goal, 3 on target. Belgium 7 and 2 on target. So I think we can see where the problems for Canada is. It's having a finisher in the side. And you'd think with Jonathan David that they'd have that. They've been really good tonight. I can give nothing but praise. They should be level at least. Probably should be winning. Referee decisions have gone against them to some extent. But they haven't finished their chances either. And when you don't do that, you've got no one to play and beat yourself. Anyway, Canada on the attack now with Miller. That's gone out of play, has it? No, the ref's playing on. Little ball in, little dummy. Good fall for Canadian. Oh, it's just not falling for them every time. Cleared away from Tongan, but it's just not falling for them. Brent says, Loren plays in Belgium. Tell me he wouldn't love to score against them. He would love to score against them. Ian says Canada's attackers have been pants. They've been brilliant apart from the finishing part. Yeah, they haven't been. I wouldn't say they've been pants exactly. They've ran Belgium rugged. Anyway, Belgium on the attack. But finally, they are intercepted and they can come from deep with Alphonso Davies. Gone out of the game a bit second half, but he's not out of position. He's kind of been everywhere, hasn't he? Floating around the pitch, trying to find gaps, trying to find the ball. Going inside Witzel, he wants to play that wide. He does. He finds Miller on the far side. Instant control. Cross comes in. It's not the greatest in the world. It's headed away by Toby Alderweireld. Miller to Millar. 2 Millers together there. Kone has it now, I believe. Kone. Wide pass to Millar on the far side. Very bright this. Oh, and they're going to get a corner. Well played. Again, good attacking play and well defended that time from Dendoncker. This time it was a Kugby that got involved. Foxy says, Jonathan David, 60 million, what are you saying? Massively overpriced. Yeah. On this showing, a quarter of that for me, Foxy. Anyway, the corner's taken, and it's to no one in particular. Overhit and a waste there. All the big men have gone forward in the final minute of normal time, but it's been a gallant and brave effort from the Canadians. They've been superb. Just not had the run of the ball today. Chippers. Oh, I'm not even going to say that, Chippers. Says so, believe some love and hit them likes. Just hit that thumbs up. Romelu Lukaku looks much happier with life now. He was a bit disappointed in the first half when his side were getting run ragged by a brilliant performance by Canada. Long kick from Courtois. Going to fall to Trossard. Trossard could have a ball here. It's cut out. It's going to be a corner to Belgium. Very deep in the game. We're actually in stoppage time now, of which we're going to see. Waiting for a figure. Don't think there'll be much of it. I don't think there's many injuries. Maybe 4 minutes tops. 5 minutes, in fact. 5 minutes of stoppage time. And Belgium have got a corner, and you can see that by the fact they've only put 3 men in the box, that they're just happy to defend the 1-0. They do have De Bruyne on the edge of the box. De Bruyne's going to go across for a short, I think, is he? He's pulled the man out, but Belgium time wasting here. De Bruyne little touch there, straight into the keeper's arms. And can Canada mount a last gasp attack here and get themselves the point they so richly deserves? A company's on his side now, inside to the 15, Kone, and then inside again to Johnston. Square ball then. Doesn't know where to go here, but in the end he goes to over here. Alistair Johnston. Going to look for cross. Gets one too. Far post, the man there. Larin's there again, but did well defensive there, Dendonka. Larin can get a clean head on the ball. Is Lukaku injured? Apparently he is, Chippers. Nearly 92 minutes gone. 3 minutes to go. Can Canada claw this goal back? It could be. Back to Miller in the centre half position. Now to Victoria, I think his name is. I might not even be his name. Long ball that's headed away from Dendonka. Will be a throw-in halfway inside the Belgium half for Canada. Can they create that chance? That one chance. Nice little touch there. Miller's going up to defence with a bit of pace. Cuts inside. Little ball across. Again, it doesn't fall for Canadian foot. And Belgium can break with Leandro Trossard now on this left flank. Not too keen to get too far forward, but he's been approached by the centre half of Canada. Indeed, he comes back to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne goes square for Witsel, and he goes square again to Onana. Further square, back to Onana. Playing keep ball now, Belgium. They're happy with the 1-0. They're happy with the 3 points. They're happy because they don't deserve them. Witsel, now Meunier, down the line. Cleared though from McCugby. It's going to be a throw into Canada. Carlos is asking where the football chat is. I think all the football chatters got scared away, but from the Cynthia Payne school there. Well, I think at one time we had Frank Buff in the chat. Anyway, Belgium have got the ball. Openda goes past 2 or 3, then plays it back to Onana. Just a couple of minutes left here for Canada to salvage his point that they deserve. Trossard has it now, left-hand side, inside for De Bruyne. It's not his start to play for the end of the game. De Bruyne, a little square ball, wants it back, won't get it. It will go to the keeper, who's surely got to clear it long. He is going to clear it long, and long it goes. There's only one player there, though. It's going to go straight to Courtois. Not very clever there from the Canadian goalkeeper. He's thrown it out to Vertonghen. Now it's with Trossard. Little ball round the corner. A lovely one too. De Bruyne has it. But De Bruyne played it to Trossard when he could have played it to this player here. Great tackle though. Miller, he's been absolutely superb. If he hasn't got cramp, I don't know. He's just been outstanding. He's not the stoutest of men, but he's brilliantly there to get the ball. Well, an outstanding performance from that centre half, Miller. Ian Skinner says we're in the Toon Review dungeon. Yes, Rachel, yes. In the final minute. All you Canucks out there in the chat are proud of your side because you've been superb today. If I'm being perfectly honest, I expected you to be on the end of a good hiding tonight. Far from that's happened. They've been the better side of the two, in my opinion. Can this keeper get it and try to clear it? He's got about 18 seconds to get it down to the end of the pitch. It's with a Cugby. How quick's he? Cuts inside this midfield player that I can't remember his name, but he came on earlier. Can it be a last gasp equaliser here for Canada? It's gone backwards. Now it's with a Cugby, and that's the end of the game. Didn't play any overtime. £5 super chat for me and Fleming. Cheers, mate. Just like to say, great commentary, Billy, and great chat from the mods. Never laughed so much. Yeah, it sounds like it's been fun in there today. Little glimpses I've saw at times. Did wonder what kind of chat it was, but here we go. Belgium 1, Canada 0. Goal from Michi Batshuayi. Don't know if Alex is going to come back and have a little chat at the end of the game. Brent and Linda say, right, thanks for this, Billy. Good job. At least we know we can play with Croatia and Cameroon. Do you know if you play like that against Croatia, you'll beat them because they're very, very an older side. I think you've got a chance against them, and I think Cameroon, I think you'll beat them. Yes, excellent. Simon May says, I'm right. I'm off to mark the result with chips and missiles. Top work, Billy. Nice, you gorgeous humans. Thanks, Simon. Heed says, well done, Billy. Great show. Cheers, mate. Spacebar says, you did a great job, Billy, in amongst the chaos of the chat. C Stock says, Scorer did not remotely match the game. Absolutely, 100%. Fox thinks Cameroon's going to continue the upsets tomorrow when they play Croatia. They could do. Chips and missiles, I feel. 6 says, Chippers. Gary says, well done. Cheers, mate. Carla says, great crack tonight. Great watch along, Billy, top man. No problem at all. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Rach. People saying good night with them. Morris Kennedy says, nice one. Cheers, mate. Great job, Billy says, trolls. Thanks. Ian says, great job. Lots of people saying great job. It's Cameroon, Switzerland tomorrow. All right. Yeah, that'd be an interesting game. Fancy Switzerland today, to be fair. Don't think that'd be much of a shock if Cameroon wants to beat Switzerland, but I mean, they're not the team they were, are they? Smashing show, buddy. Cheers, Tom. Everyone's saying goodbye to each other. We'll give it a minute or two, see if Alex comes back in and gives a bit of a... C-Stock's absolutely chuffed with how well Canada played. They were superb, C-Stock. You should be very proud of them. Very brave. Deserve much more than what they got. Awesome job, Billy. Thanks very much. Thanks, Julie. Thanks to everyone, and well done to the mods team also out there. Do you know what? I think I'm done. I think there's not much more to say than Canada deserved to win that game and didn't. Belgium didn't really do much. They didn't impress at all. But they've managed to win the game 1-0 with a goal from Michi Batshuayi. What's going on here? I've lost everything. Yeah, so Canadian players must be very proud of their efforts. They're on the pitch now, getting a warm down and a talking to from the coach. Must be very proud of them. Must be very proud. And of course, it's only Canada's only their second World Cup, isn't it? And then the 86 World Cup, they didn't score a goal. They have not scored one tonight, but they should have done. And the star player of that side was a bloke that played for West Brom by the name of Carl Valentine. Remember him, a winger. But he was a part of the West Brom side that got relegated. Ian says, can all the mods take their nipple clamps off now? Good Lord. I can't end it on that. Spacebar says 21 shots, only 3 on target. That tells the tale of the whole game, doesn't it? Superb. I'm not sure. Brazil are playing tomorrow, so assume there'll be a watch along because we want to see Bruno, don't we? 100% we do. Right, I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else we need to say. Well done, Canada, on a superb game of football. It's a shame that your team didn't get the result they deserved. Absolutely not. All I can say to you is thanks to the mods. Thanks you for all joining me for the watch along. Thanks for Alex for the first half and his internet packed up. But until tomorrow, I'm sure there'll be a watch along tomorrow. And if not, there'll be a preview of the England game Friday. Until then, I bid you all a very good night. Use lots of going throw a good bucket of water over yourselves and get on to what you've got to do the rest of the night. But well done, folks, for enjoying that and being with us. I'll say good night to you all. Away the lads and lasses.